everybody. Now I gotta wait for y'all to drop down in the, I'm in my pajamas again. Kind of, I'm literally in my pajamas, y'all. Still wearing my pajamas, went out in my pajamas, did laundry in my pajamas, went everywhere in my pajamas today. That's what I did. Hi, you guys. Ohio, Toronto. Yes. Hi, everybody. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm in my pajamas. Literally my pajamas. See, wait. This is my pajama top, but it's now my top because whatever, that all melds together, right? It all goes together. Now I'm trying to fix myself. Okay, so I have super exciting news, the most exciting news ever. So I'm going to Paranormal Circus. I don't even know what Paranormal Circus is, but I feel like I live it. I mean, I don't know about the Aloha Paranormal Circus per se. Thank you. Yeah, it's coming up on the year mark of Keithy's passing. Fucking shocking day of my life. Blew my mind. Just when you think that more shit can't happen to you, more shit can happen to you. That's what I'm gonna say. Okay, so pretty much sums it up. Yeah. Oh, the world's paranormal circus. Yeah, exactly. Did you run in the rain? Yeah, it wasn't. I know flood warnings in Palm Springs. Okay, that is ridiculous. Ridiculous. You know why? Because, hi, Ashley, honey, how are you? Ashley, cute Ashley. Oh my God, you know what I gotta do before we start? Stop, I gotta do this. Oh my God. Sloan, smarten up. Okay, this was from Nancy Alexandra. I think that's the name, Nancy Alexandra, not Nancy and Alexandra. But look at this, y'all. This came in lavender lemonade. Look at this. Look at this. Isn't this yummy? I'm going to make some tomorrow night for my friends. Lavender lemonade. That's right, y'all. Let's see. They tell you to do, I haven't even opened it because I'm trying to keep it safe. It's gourmet lemonade mix. Oh, chronic mono. That's called Epstein-Barr. Hello, welcome. I had mono. I was in bed for 6 months as a teenager with mono. Yeah, you bet he has chronic mono. Yeah, I'm quite sure he does. Look at this. Thank you, Nancy. Nancy, this is delicious. I will let you know how my friends like it tomorrow because I'm having a dinner party and I'm going to save the lemonade for that. I've had it out here, but I haven't been on. Then I got to say, Brittany, okay, so I think this is Brittany's, like, literally her company. Okay. She got me a beautiful necklace. Just absolutely beautiful. Anyway, look what she got me. Brittany. Okay, look. Non-prickinated, non-negotiable. Now fuck off. This is a door wreath. You think my neighbors are going to like it? Do you think? I think they'll love it. Anyway, see this? This is what she got. Isn't that beautiful? Yes. There you are, Brittany. Look. Here's Brittany. Brittany did this. My neighbors are going to love this. And now, fuck off. Fuckity fuck off. Exactly. And I'm going to continue. Isn't that beautiful? No, it's actually really great. I cannot wait for my friends to see it tomorrow. They will try to steal it. I'm not going to let them steal it, but they're going to try to steal it. I promise you that. This I put over my bedroom door. This is supposed to be outside probably, but seriously, I love all things you guys send me. Every single thing you send me. Okay, this says, fuck off. That's outside of my, no, not Britney Spears. Britney on here. I mean, I don't think it's from Britney Spears. No, it's from Britney. Anyway, look, fuck off. Unless you're Lenny Kravitz or have Starbucks. That's who gets into my bedroom, y'all. That's it. The only people. Isn't this great? Isn't this great? Literally put it up on my bedroom door. Yeah, ask Brittany. Now, I don't know. I'm assuming, I love it so much. Okay, so the company tag that Brittany left, look at her beautiful handwriting right here. The company tag is, I'll give you the website, is Burlap and Bliss. You got that? I know it is. If you're not Lenny and you don't have Starbucks, get the fuck out of my bedroom. Get bougie, out you go, right? I know Brittany has amazing handwriting, very creative. She's pretty psychic too. So I'll say that for Brittany. Okay, so Brittany's company name, okay, it's Etsy.com shop Burlap and Bliss. Burlap and Bliss. And I'm pretty fucking happy. She also got me, it's a front doormat, but it's in front of my fridge. And it says no fuckery. It says no fuckery. No fuckery, y'all. That's what it says. So a Starbucks gets one in your bedroom. Yeah, if you're Lenny Kravitz with a Starbucks, duh. No one gets in my, no one wants to come in. Never mind. I'm not even going to say. There ain't nobody want to come in my bedroom, okay? So, but if they are, they better be Lenny Kravitz. Happy birthday. And they better have Starbucks. So they better have that. I mean, or they can't get in. I mean, yeah, that's it. There you go. That is the company name on Etsy. So / and it's really tiny print, Burlap and Bliss. Burlap and Bliss. That's it. Okay. On Etsy, Etsy.com. I know, they're so great. This is, again, and it's black because my bedroom's black, white, and gray because I'm an excited person. But anyway, basically, I'm sorry. Who's there? Is that you, Lenny? Can you come in? Can you come in? Yeah, if it's Lenny, right? And so we've got that. We've got no prick, non-negotiable, now fuck off. This is perfect. And no fuckery by my fridge door over there. No fuckery, because fuckery is the perfect words. It's like, stop fucking with me. No fuckery. Exactly. Well, Lenny can come by himself. I'm not really too picky on what he shows up with, just saying, right? So thank you guys. So I've got my signs up. I'm going to hide them from my friends tomorrow. And then I have my lemonade from Nancy, and I'm going to be doing a whole thing. I got blueberries. I've got cucumbers. I've got all of that to put in my lemonade with lemons, of course. That's what I got. Hang it on the front window. Exactly. Oh, yeah. Robert Redford as well. I know. Who has sex dreams about an 85-year-old? I do. Yeah. It's always Robert Redford. What is that about? How weird is that? I know. No effery. No fuckery. I know the lemonade. It's lavender lemonade. I'm not opening it, though. I'm not opening it till tomorrow. And then I have my girls. This is baby blue. It's literally a pajama top. See, I've got pajama. I'm literally threw it on over my pajamas. And You Kiss Billy Bob Thornton in a Dream. I hear he's quite the hoe, that one. I don't know what I'm what I'm doing on Keithy's day. Sloan said she would never do that. Wait, what? What did I say I wouldn't do? I know the lemonade looks great. What did I say I wouldn't do? You were hoping I went live. I love baby blue. Well, blue's my favorite. Clearly. And I'm a baby. Not really. Not a fucking baby. Yeah, Leo Nation. I know it's all Leos, right? I'm literally in my pajama. I can't even. There's my pajama bottoms. I have my little leopard print. Oh my God, blue nails. I know mine are thrashed because here's what was so exciting. Okay, here's what was so exciting, okay? Most exciting thing. So I'm hiking. I go hiking on Friday, and this big California condor comes out and sits on the, he sits on the rocks. And I'm like, why is that like crow really super big? And then he's flying overhead, and I'm like, that didn't look like a crow. So I took his little picture, and he is a condor, a California condor. Then I'm running around the corner and I see the butt end of a baby cougar. But he went down the hill. He wasn't big. I've seen big. So the next day I get up and I'm out there at like 5 in the morning and Newsom needs some fuckery done on him. Anyway, I'm up there and I'm literally running up the hill past everybody because you know I am competitive when going uphill. 8:16:55, awesome. 8:12. Yeah, I'd love ice cream with brownies, but I got fat after running this weekend. I literally gained 4 pounds. I'm like, I got to stop eating again. Anyway, I'm running around the because I get 6 times as hungry. Oh, you saw a baby cougar in Upland? Yeah, so cute, like a turkey buzzard. Yeah. So I'm running and then, okay, so the trail's like this. Right down here, I see the butt end of the cutest little bear cub. He's like this long. And he like looks with his little ears and I came right around the corner and I'm like, oh, little bear cub. And then I saw his other little bear cub friend. And then I saw his mother. I saw his mommy. And then I'm like, I'm going to get murdered by these bears. So I just did a pivot like a graceful gymnast. I did a pivot and pivoted back till I ran into this Asian couple I passed. And then I said, hey, I saw it. They're like, what's wrong? They knew it because I was so going up quick. I go, I saw 3 bears, 2 babies and a mom, right? And then, yeah, I'm a fucking Disney princess. Anyway, so what happened is all of us went. Then another runner came up behind. But as soon as I saw him coming up behind, I was like, I'm not going to let pass me. I'm not going to let you pass me. So then I had to fucking book it. And I did beat him to the top. I didn't let him catch me. I did not let him catch me. I could see him right behind me though. And then it would go dead quiet and I'd be like, where is this fucking guy? And then anyway, he was catching me. I mean, truthfully, I could have let him go past me, but I was like, no. I did. I said, oh, pivot. There you go. Pivot and parlay, whatever. I took off the other way. I'm like, let me be graceful and leave before I get killed. Anyway, this guy, see if I can show you my picture of my condor. Oh, I think it might be on that phone. Anyway, this guy was so cute. The bears, not the guy. The bears were so cute that I was shocked when I saw them. And I love seeing their little butts. I did 14.86 miles. Like a bitch straight up the hill. How about Olympic uniforms? Yeah, I don't know what to say. Why are we even watching the Olympics? Wait, I only did what once? Who's talking about me? Why y'all fucking talking? Okay, so let's bring up that bullshit. I saw bunnies too, and I saw, yeah, no, I'm hardcore going up because the older you get, you got to really be hardcore. Like, you know, I've always been hardcore when it comes to that. Yeah, I do on the weekends. I do about 30 miles. I climbed up. You're going to love this. Let's look it up on here. Let's look it up. When you're going up that hill, usually it's 7.8 miles up and 7.8 miles down. So usually when you do 7.8 miles, for me, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. When I do my usual, you know, hills, when I do the usual hills, right? But when you are going up into altitude, okay, when 480 flights of stairs, not stairs, flights, 480 from the street to hitting the top, 480 flights, almost 500 flights of stairs. Yeah, see, the gym's good. I stopped the gym like 5 years ago because I couldn't stand the people, you know, but yeah, 480 flights of stairs, flights. So that run, that's why it takes me to, this is what I was trying to explain, because it's only 7.8 miles. So why would it take me 2 hours and 20 minutes, right? It shouldn't take me 2 hours and 20 minutes because that means I'm crawling and I'm not doing anything, except that when you're going uphill, it's twice the calories, twice as hard, and twice as stressful on the heart. So I am training and it's straight uphill. It's into altitude. So that's what I'm doing. It's not steps, it's flights. It's flights of stairs, not steps, flights. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, the California condor was so cute. Do you do intervals of running and walking? Yeah, I do. But I never let my heart slow down. Like, I'm time myself. So if I see at a certain point that I'm behind 5 to 8 minutes, sometimes you have to pull over to pee and you're like behind 8 minutes. That's so weird. It's like, you can't, I have to snap pictures as I'm going, but sometimes like you have to, you know, what I am hardcore. I am fucking hardcore. I'm not as hardcore as my friends. I don't run on cement. I only go out into nature. I don't go around groups of people, only nature. Because I don't like people really. Yeah. So anyway, yes, Arizona is great, even higher. But when I go uphill, I'm training, and that mountain is really, really good for training. So by the time I get back to Palm Springs, you know how much the Palm Springs is? 4 miles, 5 days a week is fantastic. Do you know how much flights of stairs Palm Spring is? No, I don't take anything. I take, I can jog 2 miles, and that's good. No, but it's great. I'm just always training to be better. Like, I have to be really fucking strong. When it goes uphill, I'm super strong. That's the only thing I do well, and I do it really well. So there you go. But when I do Palm Springs, do you know Cactus to Clouds? It is 12,000, like 700 flights of stairs. Flights. And the last part, like before you get to the tram, and then you go up another 6 miles. So you do 13 miles from 400 feet above sea level, and you climb to 10,800 feet, which means you're climbing 10,400 feet through altitude in one climb. The reason it's different than, say, Mount Whitney, where you climb to 14,000 feet, is, I could just kick people's ass with my legs. But the reason it's different is at Mount Whitney, you start at 9,600 feet or something like that. So you're only climbing 5,000 feet. Cactus to Clouds, you're literally climbing 10,400 feet in one climb. You go through 3 different atmospheres. The last one, from Flat Rock on, I can drone on and talk about this for fucking years. The last one is like 2,500 feet to the tram from a flat, and it's alpine, and we did it in the snow, and it's torture. Like, sometimes I just get, yeah, wait, am I hearing about the jab? Yeah, I'm not going to do it still. Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. And I do have asthma. I don't have it right now. So I get slowed down. Yeah, no, there's snow at the top. You start in a t-shirt like this, and it's slow. Yeah, when I do Cactus to Clouds, I'm doing over 52,000 steps. And when I do the mountain on the weekend, I'm doing about 23,000 steps. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah, I have asthma. I mean, I've outrun my asthma, but still it hits when you get into altitude. Yeah, butt kicker, leg whipper. Exactly. No, I'll kick your ass with my legs. That's what I will do. But nonetheless, yeah, no, my hiking, I love it. Like, I take it very seriously. Yeah, I'm not getting anything for any reason whatsoever because I don't want to. My calves, yeah, my calves are so totally, but you know what? Your legs get really strong from the ankles up, and it's like, just when it hits above the thigh and the ass, it's really hard to keep that skin, whatever. I hear they're going to start going door to door. Yeah, that's what I feel. But I love hiking, and I don't want anybody knocking on my door. I'm going to put my fuck off sign out there. Fuck off. Like, is your name Lenny? Did you think like you could come to my front door? Because yeah, nah, right? Why the subject at hand is never talked about. What subject at hand? What is the subject at hand? I don't need to get kicked off of YouTube, whatever, Fascistville. I use, oh my God, what shoes do I walk in? Oh my God. Solomon. I use the trail ones. Solomon, that's the one. Yeah, I went up in the snow. Yeah, burned over 20,000 steps. I love the snow. I know, jelly beans, yummy. I love the snow. So you start off in Palm Springs like this with a t-shirt on, and then you end up in the snow. that happens. Last time I went was February. I went with David and I went in February. So, and the tram had been closed, so nobody had been going up and down. So it took us like 2 hours longer to get across the side, because if we slipped down and there was no footprints, and I was like, we're gonna fucking die. Anyway, did you hear about millions of people from other countries? Yes, I did. Are people from California still leaving the state in herds? I don't know. I know the traffic is very dense. I mean, I don't know. Amber Alert in Oklahoma, 2 children. That's probably familiar family. Yeah, no snow there. Well, there's probably some snow like up Gregonio, but yeah, I don't know about that former president. I don't know. Let's see, my son left to Texas. Yeah, I guess people are moving. I mean, I've got nowhere to go because my child is here. So where am I going? I'm not going back to Canada because that's even more fascist than here. I mean, you think here is bad? Go step foot in Canada. We all know that. You're from Canada. Drop my... I don't know what you just said there. Okay, we can't find supermarkets, malls, if not, yeah. Well, then I'm not going to be entering them. You guys will have to go shopping for me. I don't know what everybody wants me to say. I'm not going to be bullied. I'm just going to make a choice not to do it. I choose not to do it. I choose not to do it. I don't want to do it. I mean, I'm sorry that I'm a bitch and I'm not going along with the plan and, you know, I'm not going to do it. It's like someone's trying to get you to do like a murder. It's like, come on, just shoot her, just shoot her, just shoot her. I don't want to fucking shoot her. How about that? It is my body and my choice. And I'm perfectly fine not doing it. And I'm sure they're going to hunt us and stalk us until we can't, you know, do whatever it is that we want to do. But I don't know. I mean, I choose not to. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. And if you want to blame me for your bad health problems, go the fuck ahead. If you think I killed your grandmother, that's one for me. That's a fucking score. That's what I say. They get so mad at me. They're like, why would you say that? I'm like, why would you try to shame me and bully me into something by saying I'm killing your relatives? So if you think I killed your relatives, then that's good on me, right? I got some power. I mean, Jesus, I don't get it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Not responsible for anybody. Yeah, I know. I'm not either, Deborah. Nuh-uh. Yeah, here's what you tell your employer. I'm sorry. I'm not obligated to do anything that you want me to do for my health if it's not right for me. But you have to actually say that. Like you can't like fight it and then let your boss, you probably will lose your job. We are all going to lose. If you kill my relatives, good on you. I know. It's like my grandmother died from it. I don't care. I don't care. My son died on a motorcycle. I don't see them stopping motorcycles. That's what I say. More people die in car accidents. What about, again, obesity? I get yelled at, but what about obesity? What the hell about obesity? Yeah, I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not here to placate other people's emotions because they want to say that I'm responsible or I'm stupid. I'm not going to do it. I'm really not going to fucking do it. And somebody said, you know what? This is so funny. I just not McDonald's, cigarettes. Oh, William Morris, I heard, is going to say no more selling of cigarettes. I'm like, finally, 55 years later, 60 years later, because they're dangerous. You think? But not for 10 years. Yeah, okay. Soda, cigarettes, alcohol. Until you take alcohol, Wilford Brimley, diabetes. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like, wait, what? Wilford Brimley? But until you take alcohol out of everything, I don't want to hear about it. Vaping sticks to your lungs. I don't want to hear about it. I don't fucking care. You want to tell me? I want to tell you that my son was run off the road by people who were probably ingesting a substance they shouldn't have been and therefore took off. Okay, all you pot smokers driving on the road, all you people, I don't get it. I'm like, I don't get it. You want to say I killed your grandparents? Fettuccine wants to say he's frustrated. I don't care if you're frustrated, you little bitch. No one asked you to go there on the news and start blah blahing about your frustration. No one cares. No one cares. Go be frustrated. I'm frustrated. Okay, I'm frustrated that I have to see your weasel rat face on the TV. That's why I'm frustrated. You look like a fucking weasel. And people are listening to you. Meanwhile, in the real world where there's real doctors, I mean, no, it's true. Yeah, I don't know what to say. My lungs are fine. And if I die, I die. Why is everybody so fucking afraid of dying? I cannot wait to die. So bring it on. I'm not trying to live, okay? I'm trying to just deal day to day, but I don't care. So there's people like us who don't care. So you're not going to frighten me with your shame. You can stop paying me for my work. You can stop doing me for whatever you think you want to do. I mean, yeah, I'm frustrated that porn is all over the internet. That really fucking frustrates me. I'm frustrated that there's 800,000 children missing every year in the United States. And I'm frustrated about the porn in the porn industry and the abused children. And the fact that our men, they're not all our men, but men tend to like porn better than they do their girlfriends, sex addicts. Everybody's got an addiction because they're weak. I'm frustrated about that. I'm frustrated when I ask a bitch to take the garbage out, a guy bitch, that they go, oh, I'm not going to do it just because you asked me. Now that's fucking frustrating. It's like, okay, bitch, I'll do it myself. Same thing to fettuccine. You are not here to look after my health. I am completely responsible and can do it myself. I'm just saying, right? Dead serious. Can you not take care of yourself? Because I can. I've done so far. I haven't asked the government for shit. I pay my taxes. I don't watch TV. I haven't gone to a movie except the one with Lila, that stupid Minions. And I think she was maybe 5 or 6. So it's been a couple of years. And that's it. I stopped going to movies. I can carry all the groceries. I can carry the laundry in. Got into that argument today. Got into that fucking argument. You know what? I asked you to carry the soap. You bitch. Not going to say which bitch, but I asked the bitch to carry the soap, and he's a male bitch. Anyway, the male bitch starts yelling and carries the bag and then almost drops it and then tells me I should have let him carry the other one. No, I asked you to carry the fucking soap, you duplicitous man bitch. So no, we don't need you. Nobody needs anybody. Men don't need women and women don't need men. I hear that men, now we have a pregnancy emoji. So I guess men can get pregnant on their own in their own bellies, right? With their uteruses. Is that right? I don't know. Do they get their periods? Because I'd like to shove some tampons somewhere down a couple of people's throats. Shut up with the tampon. But anyway, do we really have pregnant men now? Pregnant men, do we have them? Can someone tell me? Is there a pregnant men? Because they're trying to erase women. I mean, they're trying to erase women, right? You know this. Do we know this? They are trying to erase women. They've been trying to erase us for years. That's why they have a bunch of transgendered people. Oh, yeah. Some fucker, okay, some bunch of bitches on TikTok. Bitches, I had to go bitch block, because I'm not tolerating it. If you don't like the way I speak, please do a pivot, curtsy, and fly out of the room. Because I'm on TikTok and I'm talking about Eddie Murphy when I was pregnant with Keith and how Eddie Murphy was on the list at the shelter. Now, I'm going to explain this out here because people got such an issue with it on TikTok. It's like they're stupid and they want to fucking cause problems, which just makes me want to go, you know what? Don't tell me, number one, how to speak. If it's not politically correct, suck my dick. Also not politically correct. Although I identify as a garden plant, right? Shut the fuck up. Your men cannot have babies. I mean, they can get someone pregnant, but the men cannot have babies. The men do not have a uterus, and the men should not be putting a poor child on their nipple to breastfeed like that thing I saw. Not the thing. The person's not the thing. I saw a video on it where he put the baby on his nipple to breastfeed. That's abusive. You've got no milk. What are you doing? Like, what the fuck? You get sexually aroused from that? Because it's like going a little bit along the lines of pedophilia, and you are not a woman. So stop saying you're a woman, because I am a woman, and you can't do what I do. Men, you can't do what I do, and the other women out there. You can't. Sorry, true story. So stop trying to erase us. So I'm not going to allow myself to be erased. Anyway, I don't believe men can lactate. I really don't. I just don't. I know that they like to suck on their wives' boobs when they were lactating, but I'm sorry, I just can't. I can't. Men are jealous, totally jealous. That's the actual truth. I was right at 15 when I said I probably shouldn't get married. I was right. I knew what I was talking about then, but I didn't know I knew what I was talking about. Because I too am like, oh, I want to get married and be like then I realized, oh, hell no, I don't want to answer to a man who won't bring the garbage cans in when you fucking ask them. What the hell? Do the garbage. I'm just seeing, oh yeah. They always block my videos. I was just checking to see. Anyway, why? Okay, yeah, quit TikTok. It's for kids. Totally jealous of women. It's so weird. Well, they're jealous of the power. I actually have power. You women have power. I never realized how much power I had until after Keith died. I have a shit ton of power. Shit ton of power. I never realized it. Powerful. So no man stands in my way. I'm not anti-men. I like them for certain things. Good conversation. Nice dinners if they can keep their fucking mouth shut. Talking to one man in particular there. And, whatever else they might bring if their name is Lenny and they knock on the sign on the door, right? But that hasn't happened yet. So, anyway, no, they're trying to erase women. But here's on the TikTok. This was a true story. I was pregnant with Keithy. I worked at an abused children's shelter for kids. I've told this story. Age 18 to 12, under legal age. So there were 12-year-old prostitutes in there, okay, 12, that sucked their thumb during the day, and when they'd sneak out and take off, because they were not court mandated and they were not in lockdown. So they came in, right? They came in to get away from their pimps, to get food, to get help if they wanted it. But the shelter that I worked at did not put them in there like under lock and key. So all these idiots on TikTok are like, so you let the children go on dates with Eddie Murphy? I'm like, no, you fucking retards. I didn't. Oh, there's another politically incorrect word. No, I never said that. I said the kids, when they would get out, would tell us when they came back who and what they were doing, right? Yeah, I know. They're so weird. Anyway, so they would say that. Then, because I mentioned Eddie Murphy. Now, keep in mind, I was pregnant with Keith, so 26 years ago, okay? I'm pregnant with my Keithy in my tummy, all right? Pregnant with him. I'm hearing this shit, and I'm talking about it. I said the boys in the shelter were transgendered. Now, do you know how many of the LGBT, whatever it is, community commented, oh, so it's not transgendered. I mean, I'm sure you didn't mean to hurt anyone's feelings. That's where you're wrong, you asshole. The fact that you're the grammar police now, I meant to hurt your feelings. If it hurt your feelings, I'm glad, because you need more, figure out something else. And he goes, no, it's just transgender. And I'm like, get off my fucking page, okay? Get off my page. It was transgendered when it happened to me. And they're like, well, no, if they're boys and they're going through it and they want to be girls. Here's the thing. City of LA donated money to the shelter for more hormones for people that wanted the hormones. You get what I'm saying? Not all of them wanted to be girls, but they could make money fucking men on the streets because that's where it's at. You know that. Oh, be better. Shut up. I am better. I'm not going to change my speaking. Fuck. No, I'm not going to do it. And don't tell me it's not transgendered. Shut up. I'll talk any way I want. Please, I got corrected that it was trans neutral. Okay, shut up. I don't care. I don't care what it is. I'm going to say transgendered because it was. And a lot, I'm not kissing anybody's ass. I'm not fucking doing that. So either listen to the stories if you're on my TikTok, listen to the stories and don't become out like the spelling police. It is a distraction. I don't really care what you say. If you do a TikTok and you say some bitch cut me off, I'm not going to correct you and go, she's a girl, not a bitch. I don't care. I'm going to listen to your story. Like I can work around it because I have an intellect. So annoying. Anyway, the point was City of LA gave a lot of those kids money in order to transition, but a lot of them out on the streets went back to being men. So I don't really know what to call them, except that they made money dressing as women off of adult men. So adult men in Los Angeles like to pay when they see a underage 16, 15-year old dressed as a woman with a dick and boobs. That's where the money's at, people. So no wonder they said they were transgendered. Were they really transgendered or not transgendered? I don't know. I don't know, because they didn't really have a chance. And if you're 12 years old, I don't know. Even though I think it was 15 to 16, if they went into the shelter, they could get their hormones. So yeah, how about cross-dressing? I don't know if we're allowed to say that. No cross-dressing. We just want everybody to be women now. That's what we want. I know they were abused. Thank you. That's what I was saying. I was saying that. And I was talking more to the point that Eddie Murphy, before he got busted with a transvestite, which is how they said it on the news, okay, a transvestite, Eddie Murphy was written about as being one of the people that frequented our kids when they got out of the shelter. The kids were not, people are like, how could you send them out? Listen, dumbass, I didn't send them out. My job was when they came into the shelter. That was my only job. I had no control over anything. I was just a worker. I was a volunteer first, and then I was a low paid worker. I think I made $8 an hour. I'm still hearing about that now, how I wasn't contributing to household bills back then because it was actually costing me $2 to drive out there and work at the shelter. But that is what I wanted to do. So it actually cost us for the daycare to watch Jason Keith, you know, and pay for gas. I was actually in the hole. So I worked that job. My only job is when the kids were in there was to check their pockets when they came in, seriously, for needles and drugs. And then my job was to be their house mom, do aerobics with them, you know, drive them to get their hair cut, which I love doing, cook for them, stuff like that. That's what my fucking job was, okay? Other than that, I followed the rules as a low-paid employee. Transvestites need to stop adding me on Tinder. That's what I was. I got $8 an hour, and I had just had Keith, and I worked graveyard shift, so I was there to answer the hotline when kids needed to be picked up off the street. Do you believe in God? Why the fuck wouldn't I believe in God? Do you believe in God? I mean, who says that? Do I look like I don't fucking believe in God? Shut up. Shut up with that. I mean, do you go around asking everybody? Do you ask everybody if they fucking believe in God? That's so ignorant. Do you have herpes? I'm going to say it to you. Do you have fucking herpes? What do you think? I mean, what? Because I'm psychic, I don't believe in God? Is that what you think? Because you'd be wrong. You'd be wrong. Hi, Jackie. How are you? I do love God. I pray to God every day of my life and have. Oh, yeah. Well, maybe Dima believes in, like, fuck off. Just fuck off. Yeah, no, John watched the kids in the graveyard shift, but I'm still hearing about that. I switched off of graveyard after 3 months because I had to get up in the morning and be with the kids, and I just couldn't handle it. But yes, but we were still in the hole. I'm hearing about that this week. I'm hearing about how he let me go to work for no money. You're not letting me do anything. I did it because I wanted to do it, and I volunteered there before I ever got paid, okay? So, but my point is not that. My actual point is, when people stop to focus on distractions like your spelling, like the way that you word something, instead of like actually listening to what you're saying, okay? Instead of that, fuck off with your why are you a hater? Why are you a hater? Right back at you, bitch. Anyway, any kids in the street of course they are. They absolutely are. So that was what I know. The trolls, it's just so annoying. Here's the thing. I'm not going to edit what I say. So don't try to edit me because I'm never going to reframe. You can't shame me. You do not employ me. You cannot stop my money because I can work privately. I never have to come back on YouTube again. So whoever says that shit, you cannot call anybody to get me in trouble. You will not get me in trouble. So I'm going to speak the way I want to, which is why I suggest every single fucking woman on the planet Earth gets their own job, okay, gets their own job, works for themselves, and does what they can do, right? That's what you do. Never, never, never let a man do anything for you. Keep your own income, keep your separate bank, although it goes to the community, but keep your separate bank, right? Keep everything. And women, you don't need a man for jack shit. You don't. Put your faith in God. That's for men and women. And men don't need a woman either. If you're going to have kids with somebody, have your kids. Live in two separate places or rent and pay everything straight down the middle. Everything, everything, everything. Because otherwise, you're going to get fucked over. And if you put your career on hold and let the man take over, you will never get back what you lost. So just continue to educate yourself. Do not let the man do anything. If he wants to bring you a gift, let him bring you a gift. He wants to hold the door open, let him do that. He wants to bring you and shower you with roses. Get up after you've had a baby and work. Do not stay home. Do not let them trick you into that. I know. I got trapped into that one too. Do not let them trick you into that. Take your baby to work with you. Figure out a way for you to work with your baby. Get your grandparents to help you. You work, whatever. Build your repertoire work-wise so that you never have to ask a man for jack shit. Ever. Because you will hear about it for the rest of your fucking life, okay? For the rest, and I do stick together with women. I put into practice what I preach. Thank you so much, you guys. Every woman and my children, my boys who were going to be good men. Keith was going to be a great man. Jason will become a great man. All of their female friends, I will help. I will advocate for, even their male friends. But understand, if you're a woman and you believe in the bullshit that society has told you, that a man is going to take over. Do you know if a man makes more money and you stay home and you raise his kids, no one cares, okay? Like, it's good for the kids, but you've got to take turns doing it. And it should be done in some, get your mother to help, get someone else to help. You work, just work. You work. No, I'm not on a mission to separate anyone. I'm telling you reality. 60% of marriages go into divorce. 60% of marriages go into divorce. You certainly don't think those people that have money, why do you think a man with money picks a woman? Easy target, okay? Easy target. She wants a man with money, so she's easily bought. Man with money buys her, okay? Man with money buys her, knocks her up with kids. She loses her ability to earn a living. We all shouldn't be earning a living. We should be free to roam, free range humans. But she stays at home. Then the man, when he gets sick of her, she puts on weight, she gets ugly, whatever the fuck happens, you know, and he's a CEO of a company or he's a Hollywood producer and she's the beard. She's going to get fucking walked over and she's going to be stuck. And then he's going to say, I don't want this bitch getting the kids, so I'll take the kids. I'll go get another servant woman to raise my kids and I'll fuck that one. I'll trap that one. You bitch, go away. And that's what they do. They will fight you, men with money, fight you. Read the papers. Then, no, she will not get child support for life. She will not get child support for life. And you shouldn't eat meat. Exactly. She will not get child support for life. She will get money. But see, that's why men with money, they can hire a nanny. They don't need you. They can bring over a mail order bride to be your new kid's mommy, period, while they push you out, keep control of the new mommy because she's coming from a different country, say Romania or wherever. And they can definitely do that. You may get alimony, but if you are younger, you're not going to get alimony, and you may get it, but it depends if you fight it in court. If your man has money and he's a billionaire, you're not getting what you want, with the exception of Mel Gibson, who was in such a hurry to get out of his marriage. What did she get? Like 180 something thousand? And wasn't she the one that wrote E.T. and was married to Callista Flockhart's husband? What's his name? The airplane, flying the airplane and crashing it. What the hell is his name? You know who I mean, right? No, I don't think Jesus tells us to get married. I think marriage, what is it? Harrison Ford. Thank you. Jeez, went right out of my head. I think no, who married Harrison Ford? That's wrong. I don't know who Mel Gibson's wife is, but Harrison Ford was married to the screenwriter that wrote E.T. That I do know. Anyway, the Bible does not say a man and a woman get married. That's not what it says, because marriage is man-made, or you wouldn't have to go through, it's social convention and conformity, and it's for tax. Married is it's a governmental thing. So no, like, you should be able to get out of a relationship when you want, whether you have kids or not. You still have to pay for your kids. You don't get to bail on your kids. You don't get to bail on your kids. You should never be doing a prenup or anything like that. Everything should always be kept separate. No, it's just a way for the government to get money. And you can't get away if you're not working and your husband's cheating and he's doing cocaine and he's drinking and you're trying to get out of it, but you just eat shit to raise your kids. And there's plenty, I talk to them all day long. Okay. And you eat shit to stay with your kids, right? What are you going to do? How are you going to hire a lawyer? He's going to give you the money. He shuts down the bank account because he's got the money. You're stupid because you shared a bank account with him. You ain't getting shit from him. I mean, you think you are, but it's going to drag it out. If he catches you doing, women, another thing. Don't let your man catch you doing drugs. Don't let your man catch you drinking. Don't always upright, because they will use it against you. See, I'm extremely jaded, but that's the only experience I hear all day long, is that this happens. So yeah, women have to have their own money, and they need to keep themselves mentally clean in their head, as in not sloppy drunk, drinking and driving or whatever, because that's so easy in a divorce. She's a fucked up drunk, I'm taking the kids, and you get nothing, right? It was Harrison Ford, right? There is good man, ladies. Yeah. Well, whatever you say, the divorce rate is 60%. I'm not saying there's not good men. I'm saying women, we are being erased. They now have an emoji with a pregnant man. If that isn't enough of a wake-up call, our society is saying that that's okay. How did the man push the baby out? Where did the baby push out from? I want to know where this pregnant man had the baby. Or are we talking about a woman that cut her breasts off, had a uterus, and is pretending to be a man? Yes, I said that. So she has a uterus, making her still genetically a female. God. Yeah, I know, right? I'm just asking. My daughters are teenagers. Good. Yeah, no, I mean, a man can't get pregnant. It's a war on females. See, but here's the thing. It started way, way back. It started with hermaphrodite. That could be true. It started way, way back. It started probably, I mean, it probably started before any of us were born, any of us, including our grandparents, even people that are 100. But it started in I'll speak my generation. It started with, first of all, the pornography, bringing young people into the porn industry. So predominantly male run for men, whether it be gay or straight, it's for men because they have a stronger sex drive. Bringing the women back into the workforce and charging double, okay, because you had to pay for childcare, but you still need a job, but you shouldn't have to leave your home. We should all be able to have jobs, and not the way they tell us 9 to 5 either. But just think about it for a second. They started with the porn industry in the 70s, shaving off everybody's hair. Hair gotta go on your body. Who doesn't have hair? Babies don't got hair. Just saying. Now they want to make it where, no, I believe in love. I don't believe in marriage. Absolutely, I believe in love. I do not believe in marriage. Nice try though, but yeah, that's good. 9 to 5 keeps you trapped where you can never get out of it. You do not have to work hard. When people stand up there and they're like, I worked 40 hours a week or 60 hours a week to get where I was, that's such bullshit. You do not have to do that. So easy to fall. Yeah. Husband is not the enemy. Husband is the enemy. If he is the kind of husband who's going to divorce you, you've got to be smart. I don't care if you believe me or not. Read the statistics. See what happens in marriages. Work smarter, not harder. Exactly. So there's a problem with women being erased, but there's also a problem with the fact that they are turning everybody into children on a sexual level, and we are supposed to accept it. We are supposed to accept, because we've got men out there that will date 20, 30, 40 years younger, and that's normal. We've got Madonna out there dating a 27. Women leave men too. Absolutely, I did. But I'm not the fucking problem, okay? Yeah, women do leave men. Why do women leave men? Why would women... There's a few women that are complete skankolas. You're right about that. But no, Jason is doing wonderfully. Yeah, of course women leave marriages. But why would a woman who has children leave a marriage? Ask yourself that. What is going... I am married myself. What is going on in the marriage where a woman is going to... Yeah, transgender is it's a trend. It's not a fucking trend. You are going to end up... If you are... if you are Caitlyn Jenner... You're like fucking men or women. I don't know which. I don't know. Alcoholic. Bingo. But that's why. Women are not leaving a stable home, someone who's kind to them, just because there's better dick over there. They can sneak behind their husband's back and find dick, and they don't got to leave for it. If a woman is leaving a marriage after decades, there's a fucking reason, okay? And there is always a reason. Period. Okay? Same, women and men leave marriages. But Caitlyn Jenner, when Caitlyn Jenner decides to, I don't know, be 80 and settle down, she is, or he, or whatever, Caitlyn is going to choose to sleep in a bed with either a male or a female. Now, you can tell me there's 700 different genders, all the fuck you want. There's a penis and there's a vagina. There's a womb and there's a sperm. There's those two. Now, what other gender? You can identify as something, but there are not other genders. What other genders? Men are detriment. Yes, Pluto opposed Venus. Absolutely, Alice. I feel you on that one. But tell me, what other genders are there? What other genders? Like when they say there's like all these genders, you can be anything you want, right? Anything you fucking want. Anything you want. But I told you, I identify as a pixie, a motherfucking pixie, but that is not a gender. So you either got a 3-piece or a clam. But it's true, like you're female or male. You're born one or the other, or hermaphrodite, both. I will say that. There are people that are actually born hermaphrodites, and that's true. There's Bobby. Bobby's been doing extra. For Keithy's anniversary, Bobby's been doing extra, and I'm so appreciative. Meaning extra helping me. We're not done. We're not done. She's teaching me and we're not fucking done, okay? Yeah, no, there's hermaphrodites. Well, of course there's only two. There's only two. Well, hermaphrodite, that's both male and female appendage, but they pick a gender, right? I know Bobby is the best. You have no idea. Pick a team. Are you batting or are you hitting? Whatever. I don't care what your sexuality is. This is where people get confused. I don't care who you fuck unless it's children. It's off limits. Animals and children, off limits. But our society is okay with this, and I don't get it. Excuse me. Now I'm hiccuping. Frustrated troll. Yes, Anthony Fauci is 99% of all men cheat. Men, you know, are we really supposed to be married? Batting or hitting? I don't know which I'm doing half the time. But yeah, are we really? There are two genders, but people will say they want to call us birthing people. I'm not a birthing anything. I'm a woman that gave birth to my children. I'm a mother and I have a womb and I had a period and I did all that shit and I got boobs and I'm a female. So you don't get to decide for me that I'm a birthing person because you want to eradicate the power in giving birth to a soul. That is what is between my legs. I bring through other souls, as do all women. So to try and eradicate that, they've been doing it with Victoria's Secrets for years. You think all those girls are girls without their cellulite on their legs and stuff? Think about that for a second. Think about it. Think about it. Think about it. Let's see. I think I'm going to identify as a fucking poodle, okay? Like, I don't care what you, why do I have to know what you identify with? I don't care. Go about dress. I've never stopped a person on the street. I've never stopped a person on the street with the way they're dressed. And I mean, some of them, we just saw a clown on Hollywood Boulevard. Literally clown, and not on the part where you're down by where the characters are. This was in another part of Hollywood Boulevard. So he was dressed like a clown. Did you think I went up to him and go, what is your gender? Like, no. Do you think I said anything to him? If he wanted to give me money to buy food, if I ran a hamburger place, I'd give him the hamburger. Do you think I would care? I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't care. Like, you're a cougar. We got a cougar. But there's a real problem. Yes, sexuality is not your personality. That's right. I mean, does anybody ever care? What? I don't care who you're fucking. I only care who you're fucking if you're in my bed. That's it. I mean, other than that, who the neighbor fucks, I don't care. I mean, and I don't need to hear these celebrities talking about their fluid, gendered, blah, blah, blah. I don't care. Stop telling me who you fuck. Better yet, protect children. How about that? Men do have menopause. Absolutely, men's hormones change. Men's hormones start changing in their late 30s and go all the way through to their 50s, and probably around the same time as women, they begin to have sleep disturbances, gain a little bit of weight, feel depressed. Men do go through menopause. They just don't have a period. Hormonally, you age. Yes, I'm not talking about that. But you know how Hollywood has done a disservice? They've done, you know, gay men running this Tom Cruise out there, hiding behind his wife, hiding behind them like beards, lying about the institution of marriage. That's part of the problem. That is part of the fucking problem, okay? Is people like Tom Cruise. Yeah, I'm blaming Tom Cruise. Gay as a blade. Gay. Stop hiding behind women. We women don't want to be hidden behind. You want to be with a man? Go be with a fucking man. Nobody cares. Maybe people in the Midwest. They always say that, but I haven't met people that care. I have not met. Yes, Tom Cruise is gay. I've not met people that care. Who are these fucking people that care? Tom Cruise is gay. Stop it. Who are these people that care? Like, who is going out of their way to say, you know what? I mean, there's crazy ass people, but they're crazy anyway. And I think they're programmed by the government to start race wars. Scientology covers up for gay people. John Travolta is gay and Tom Cruise is gay. If you think that they're not gay, you're out of your mind. Okay? You're out of your mind. You're cray-cray. Crazy. Tom Cruise is gay. John Travolta is gay. Scientology is a cult that they say is a religion. Here's the thing. If you're in a religion, I don't care if it's Scientology, I don't care if it's Catholicism, I don't care if it's Buddhism, I don't care what your religion is, you should not be getting tax exempt status. You own too much property in California, all of y'all, your religions. I heard Brad Pitt was. I'm not saying they don't like, no, I think that was Richard Gere that liked the gerbils, I want to say. But I mean, I don't know what's going on, but in our movies, we have been presented with people. Bet you didn't know that, oh my God, he was so handsome. Paul Newman, gay. I'm hearing this from somebody that worked with him. Okay, back in the day. Gay, okay. Cary Grant, gay. Not saying they won't go have kids, okay. I'm not saying they won't go have kids. But what I'm saying to you is gay, and they get married. Why are you getting married and hiding under a marriage which makes a mockery of it? You are making a mockery of marriage. Pet Shop Boys. Okay, I don't know who yeah, a lot of hot, yeah, of course. Will Smith, I know for sure because I know somebody he was sleeping with. Saw pictures on that one. Got some pictures from the weekend, and not the weekend, the singer, from a weekend soiree on that one. Okay, and Jada likes the ladies. So why are you getting married? And then people will go, oh, it's business deal. Well, if it's a fucking business deal, it has nothing to do with love. So go do your business deal, but call it something else other than marriage. Marriage, if you want to call it that way, is for love. And if it isn't for love and it's really a business deal, then let us out of the marriage circle and let us fall in love and be connected and cohabitate with people that we love as opposed to marriage, right? I mean, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know why everybody's gay. I mean, in California, definitely. I don't know if Sting is gay. I have no idea. I don't know. Somebody asked me if his wife put a love spell on him to get him, and I was like, oh my God, I don't know. I really don't. I don't know. Justin Timberlake seems like he would be. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not going to be anyone's mom. I'm not your mom. I'm not here to fucking caretake you. Like, Jamie Foxx, I don't think is gay. Could be wrong. Could be wrong on that. Have heard about him in the sack from some other clients. Actually, I'm not going to say who. Anyway. Oh my God, don't tell me Paul Newman was gay with Steve McQueen. I'm so upset. I didn't know Steve McQueen was gay. No. See? No. No, 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 no. There you go. Tom Cruise is my man. Marriage is love, divorce is business. Well, they shouldn't be together then. You should be able to come and go as you want, right? Right? Shouldn't you? Not gay here. Yeah, I'm not gay either. I love these people though. Our society is so fucked up. Like, there's some people out there that literally will have kids with, I don't know, 3-4 different men, right? And then turn around and become gay and then have kids over there. It's like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I mean, yeah, I love Steve McQueen. Me too. I don't know if I ever get married. Yeah, Sagittarius tend not to. Jesus was gay. Well, that's an interesting theory. I mean, you know, they take claim of everything, so why not? Yeah, Vin Diesel. It's Vin Diesel, is it? Or no, it's Vin Diesel, isn't it? John Travolta, if you don't know he's gay, I can't talk to, I mean, yes, Marlon Brando, definitely Marlon Brando was gay. This I do know. It's horrifying. Stella. It's horrifying. I can't. Anyway, yeah, I heard Paul Newman was, okay? I heard Paul Newman was. Yeah, there were pictures. Stallone made up. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm saying the gerbil story was Richard Gere. Ask yourself, if that's a made-up story, why is someone making that up about Richard Gere? Jealous much? Jealous much? Yeah, I thought Brando. Okay, bisexual, but here's the... Okay. I'm not saying you can't sleep with men and women and everybody else in between, okay? Yeah, I don't know what Jesus was. I wasn't there. I literally was just repeating what somebody says as I gulp my water like a pig. But what I was going to say is, if you are a bisexual whoever, don't you think you're going to settle with one person or not? And that would say... Donny Osmond has to be gay. I can't even go there. His teeth are so great. Anyway, yeah, exactly. I don't know what Jesus is or isn't. Yeah, most marriages are arranged in Hollywood, but it's a mockery of marriage. It really is, because everybody looks up and goes, what a great couple. I'll tell you a Tony Curtis story. I've already told this story. Anyway, he had 6 kids and whatever, but when I met him at a lunch, I was like, he could not be gayer. I mean, just completely, like, just so much that I was like, how does he get married and stay married? Maybe he just, I didn't say he was gay. Somebody said it over here. I don't know why that, like, why they have to hide behind. I think Pee Wee Herman is a sex addict, I think, right? I think Pee Wee Herman was a sex addict. But I don't understand why they have to hide behind a marriage and knock out kids just to alleviate something. Prince was both. This I heard from people who lived with Prince. 3 of them. Oh, no, when I met him, he was so... Tony Curtis had these broad shoulders, and he was wearing a powder blue jacket like this, and it was just draped over his shoulders, and he swished in, and he had this pompadour hairdo wig, I'm assuming. Anyway, he was very old. It was probably 5 years before he died. But I was just like, fuck. He goes around talking about his marriage and his this and his that. And it's just total trickery. So you cannot believe anything you hear. I have no idea what Prince was born. Is Jane Fonda? I have no idea. Yeah, 5,000%. Oh, yeah, no, he was. I mean, I'm not saying I would have known. I don't care. I don't care. What I object to is Christian Brando a murderer or was it Cheyenne? I believe it was Marlon, actually. I told you the story about that Christian Brando and Robert Blake and Bonnie Lee Blakely, who was dating both Christian Brando and Robert Blake. And my friend Maria and I were both psychics. We were working in an office in a bookstore, and we got interviewed by the police because this woman wearing her many wigs would come in and say, who am I pregnant with? Christian Brando or Robert Blake? Well, it turned out it was Robert Blake. And then she ended up murdered, shot outside of Vitello's just down the street. Yeah, that's right. Anyway, they did have really good food. I think it's sold and sold. I have no idea if you're a woman or man. Yeah, Bonnie Lee Blakely. The old guy. I think Brando did kill Cheyenne's. That was his daughter's name. Her lover. That's what I think. But I feel honestly, yeah, he did for his father, the narcissist. No, I didn't see her getting shot. No. This, when she was reading, no, I didn't see her getting shot. I knew it was Robert Blake's baby, but I didn't even look for the shooting. I just looked for the pregnancy. And my friend knew as well. Let's see. Most rock stars are not gay. Rappers, yeah. Yeah, so who knows? How am I going to leave LA? I'm going to go where my child is. So I'm not going to leave LA because my child lives in LA. Now, wherever my child moves, I will move with my child. That is where I will go. Pee Wee Herman, a new show as himself. Oh God, you swallowed a cherry pit. It's okay. You can get over that. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, we should all leave Los Angeles, but my son is here, so I'm probably not going to leave Los Angeles. Same, my son's 23. Yeah, I'm just going to stay where my son is. Bonnie was one of the ladies of the night. I'm sure she was. I just remember that after she died, Robert Blake asked one of my friends out. And she's like, I don't want to go. I'm like, please don't. Please don't go on a date with him. Please. No. Harvey Keitel, is that his last name? Harvey, yes, no, he did. He did ask one of my friends out. She's a well-known friend, had been married to other well-known famous people, but he still asked her out. And I'm like, you can't go. Just say no. I don't have advice. You know my advice to anybody? What do I want from life? Not a fucking thing. I want to go back and see my Keith. There's nothing I want from this joke of a life. Nothing. And that's the mistake I made. All my life trying to be something doesn't matter. Don't care. There's nothing I want. Everything we work like a hamster in a wheel for, enjoy what you do. Go hike, go eat dinner, go do whatever, go have sex. Whatever it is you like, do that. You're not here just to work. You're not here just to do that. I fell under that whatever it is. Yeah, I will never let anybody interfere with my peace again. I will never follow what a government says. I will never do what is expected of me ever. I will follow my instinct and my gut. That's what I'm going to do. That's it. Why are you mad if they're gay? Why are you stupid? I don't know what to say. No one's mad if anybody's gay. As I said, if you're going to hide behind women, they're trying to erase women. So here's my advice for Canadians, Australians. Thank you for the super chat, by the way. Here's my advice for anybody. If you don't like what's happening, if you don't like it, you have to get up and speak up publicly. You have to get out there. That's right, Rachel. You can't rebrand me. Exactly. You have to get out there and you have to say, I disagree. When you go to work and your boss says, but you have to do this, you have to bring up the reasons why you don't have to do it. And you must do that in groups. If everybody did that, we would have free choice. I don't care if you get a vaccine or not. I don't care if you get your hair cut or not. I don't care what you do. What I care about is the fact that there's a split, kind of like, you know, Democrats and Republicans, and they're trying to cause a rift like black and white on purpose. I don't like that. It's not about that. I want to do what's right for me, and I decide, as I said, I don't eat Taco Bell. I do not go to fast food. I don't smoke cigarettes. I don't drink. Those are my choices. Now, why do I want to listen to a government that puts and purports to call someone an expert that has a financial investment in the pricks that go in your arm called Fettuccine Man in wherever the hell he lives, Washington? I just don't want to do it. Look at me, I'm gulping again. I just don't want to do it. If you ask me to murder someone, I don't want to do it either. If you ask me to beat someone or run them over or do whatever, I don't want to do it. Just like I don't want to do this, and it doesn't make me a bad person. It does not make me a bad person, period. End of conversation with that. And if we're worried about other people's health, you have to push back. They are encroaching on boundaries of people all over. Alice, you can go back. You can go back to Canada. I can't go back because I'm not going to get it to go into the country. I just don't feel that I want to do something that other people want me to do. And the fact that people who don't want to do it are being bullied and blamed for the death of others, California literally, it puts the mask on its face if it doesn't have a vaccine. Well, all of these people in California, they got the vaccine and they're still wearing masks on their face. So I'm just curious, how does that help? I'm stupid. I am stupid and I don't know, but how does that help? So you injected yourself with something, but it's not good enough. You're still going to get it and you'll get it again. And you're going to have to keep doing stuff to not get it because you have to wear the mask, but you can't get it. I don't understand. I'm curious. How does that work medically? How does that work, really? How does it work? I want to know how that works. I really do. I really want to know how that works. And if I'm going to put something on my face, like makeup, I get to choose what I put on. If I'm going to put something on my nails, I get to choose. If I'm allergic to peanuts, you're not going to inject me with peanut oil. Like, it's not going to happen. So we have to stand up, and it's perfectly fine to say no, even under peer pressure. We're seeing the most egregious peer pressure that we've ever seen. We expect our kids not to do drugs. Just say no. How the hell are they going to say no when every single one of us out here is like, yeah, I think I'll do what you tell me to do? How are our kids going to actually listen to us? We tell them, just say no. How are they going to say no? Nobody here is saying no. I mean, you know, whatever, right? It's very extreme. But here's what I say. If anybody says you caused someone else to die, I'm like, good. That shuts them up because they want me to defend myself. I'm not going to defend myself. Good. If you think I killed your grandmother, bravo. If that's how you want to play it, then you play it. That's on you. Exactly. I didn't even hear what that is. No, but they don't. But that's why I don't have to take it. I have an immune system. I can choose to do what I want, right? Oh, I know the whole world is inverted. But I can choose. Why can't I choose to do what the hell I want? I'm just asking. I don't get it. So we all have to kind of go about it that way. And if people don't stand up, it's going to be a huge problem. That's what it is. I'm not living in fear. I don't care. Why is everybody so afraid of dying? The real reason they're pushing the prick, the real reason, look, I have to fix my hair because it's crazy. All right, now that Leo priority things have been done, like fixing the hair, the real reason they are pushing the prick is because they who push it, fettuccine, rat face, weasel, they who push it cannot live without the energy of creative human beings, of which we are. They are not of soul and human beings. That's what it is. People go, oh no, that's not true. I'm getting headaches with my other glasses when they're up on my head. Anyway, yes. No, we're not dead and in purgatory. They are already dead. They are claiming us to stay with them. They need us to keep incarnating back here. The more that we do and the more that we fear dying and the more that we do that, we don't go on, okay? We don't go, no, I don't necessarily believe that we have soul contracts the way it's described. I really don't believe that. I don't think I chose to come here. You can tell me I did. And you can tell me I chose the lessons like losing my son to learn. No, I didn't. You can tell me that an abused child at the age of 3 getting raped picked that life lesson, but what the fuck does that mean? Really? Do you really think a soul on the other side thought, you know what? I think I'm going to be born, and I think in order to elevate myself, I'm going to let somebody rip my body apart by the age of 3, fuck my head up so I become a heroin addict. No, 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 no. Yeah, that's a trick. I know, Alice, you're exactly right. Follow Alice. She knows what she's saying. The souls are free now. You're right about that. We've been free. That's why they are tricking us. They tell us in the New Age community all the time, you picked it for, do you know how many times since my son died? It's your lesson. No, the fuck it isn't until your kid dies. Smartass. It's not my lesson, okay? No, we are not sent here to learn lessons. I don't believe that in every case. I don't. That's what they tell us. They tell us that. Well, I think a lot of us were trapped and duped. I think a lot of us were duped in the incarnation cycle because of those that don't have souls, meaning the ones that cannot ever connect with God because they are host bodies without an engine, a soul. So I feel like we are, if they catch us when we're leaving our body, if they catch us, we have free will on earth. I did not come here by choice. I'm straight up telling you that. And I don't care if you believe me. I don't care what you tell me, the New Age community, all airy-fairy. We picked your lesson. It's your lesson. Shut up. Nobody losing their child, no child being raped is a lesson, okay? The 3-year-old does not grasp the lesson of rape, okay? The baby who is left outside by a tree to freeze to death does not fucking grasp the lesson. And we have some kind of weird amnesia when we come here. So they do try to soul tie us on our way out of here. The earth is gridded. This is what a lot of spirits say. They try to trap us, okay? They try to trap us, soul tie us on our way. Death traps, exactly. Death traps, thank you. They try to, so when you, okay, so let's say you're a drug addict and you OD, right? And so you cross out of your body. You're all fucked up on heroin. You're like, shit, I just OD'd. That part's true. Like, mediums can see that. That part's true. You're like, fuck, I just OD'd. So when you cross out, who gets there first and where do you believe? Where do you believe to go? Right? Which way do you believe to go? Oh, come with us. We'll help you heal. We'll heal you. And then you incarnate back in because you are told that that's what you're supposed to do. So let's take this in another way. Let's take this in a way of a cult. Okay, so let's look at severe cult brainwashing. When you grow up in a cult and they tell you, oh my God, like, if you eat ice cream, you know, the mark of the devil will appear on your face. I'm just making that up. Well, the kids in the cult believe this, okay? They believe this because they are raised in a fucking cult. All right, so they're raised in there. We are believing it as we cross out of our physicals, but they've all died already on the astral, okay? They that are here, like fettuccine, have all died already. So we are already going home. The reincarnation cycle is done. It doesn't happen. I don't believe in karma the way that it's described because bad shit happens to good people. And here's what I'm going to say to you. If there is, karma would be a balance. Let's look at it that way, a balance, okay? So karma would be a balancing of energies, but karma, like again, why is a 3-year-old baby getting raped? What karma is there in it? And what is that? What is that? What does the 3-year-old get from that? Oh, I'm getting my karma back as they're in the hospital, torn apart? No. Look at it from that perspective, okay? That's not happening. So the universe has to be balanced, correct? And God is balancing it now. Sounds very weird, but a lot of the souls that are trying to keep us trapped right now. Yeah, you can't really look at porn. I'm not saying I don't mind some porn, but I'm saying you can't really look at it because it just opens up negative portals. You're correct about that. But right now, there's a lot of host bodies, fettuccine and his little face covering being one of them. But the host bodies are the ones that are telling us, okay, the ones that are telling us that we need to continue this cycle. Here's what happens, okay? Here's what happens now when we die, because it's already been settled and God's coming back from his, okay? God is coming back for his children, but not in the way that we think. It's already happened. That's why we're here fighting. We're watching the separation. We're watching the gelatin rise to the top. That's what we're watching. So when you die now, you are not going to be asked to reincarnate back in. You are going to elevate. We are going home. Correct, Alice? Good girl, Alice. Alice is smart. Alice gets it. We are going back home with God. It's not, we're not doing this again. This has been a lie. Keep in mind, who's the God of light? Who's the God of light? That's right. Who's the God of light? Where do they tell you to go? Go into the light. Yeah. So I know from my near-death experience, okay, when I went out of my body, my guide was right there. There was no light. There was no nothing. I was just met right there. I know with Keith when he crossed out of his body, okay, I know with Keith was being pulled down energetically. Correct, Lucifer. Keith was being pulled down energetically. And then I saw him propel up through dimensions and go up. Okay, and he is in his God body. So we are propelled back here. And if you get caught in a karmic cycle, but God is taking his back, meaning we are going to a different dimension even when we cross over until it's time for that to happen for us. Somebody is standing right here. It is freezing cold. Yeah, I know. They want one world, one God, okay? I don't want one world, one God. I don't agree with everybody I run into. We are all different. We are not all one, okay? They say we are all one in order to indoctrinate us into like, if I do it, you can do it. Bullshit. Just because you smoke crack doesn't mean I want to smoke crack, okay? I'm not going to. So crack is whack, as Whitney said. So no, I'm not going to. The ones like Whitney that were already sold out, right? The ones that were like Whitney, she gets stuck in a loop on the other side. There are loops. There are like, it's Steve McQueen, I know, because we called him gay. Now he's here to set the record straight. Yeah, I know. God is God and Jesus is Jesus. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, it's just, it's not the way that it's been described to us. It's just not the way. Or cigarettes wouldn't be on the market. McDonald's and Burger King and the other one I always talk about, it just went out of my head. Oh my God. You know, the taco place, Taco Bell. El Quito Taco Bell, the little chihuahua. Anyway, we get stuck. The earth is gridded. The earth is gridded. So it's like an incarnation cycle. That's how they know who powerful souls are too. Think about it. You get a really powerful soul here that incarnates and then comes back. You can trap that energy and a host can feed off it. That's what they're doing with us. They're feeding off us. In effect, there's a walking dead out there. They are. And if you can't see it, I mean, I know I hear this all the time. What's their motive? Okay. Some people are closed-minded to it, and that's fine. If you look in people's eyes, you can see it. Who is behind me? Are you talking about my picture? That's my son, Keith. If you're talking about the picture, Bobby painted the picture from Keith's, from when Keith died. Now I have to show you because I just do. So I'm still in my pajamas. When Keithy died, this was the picture we used on, can you see that? That is the picture we used on the, whatever this is, that I put together real quick. Anyway, and this was on the back, baby Keith. And Bobby saw this picture, and she painted that picture because Keith wanted her to. So that's the picture, yeah. There you go. So Bobby painted this. I think she was using this one, but it was on my Facebook. So she painted that. So that's the picture right there. So she painted it, and she painted it outside off the actual picture in Facebook, not this, because this was just the little page I did. I did this on my phone, and I did it at Staples to get it to the park for the funeral. On the day of the funeral, within 5 minutes. Didn't have time to shower, didn't have time to do anything. So anyway, that's what I did. I just picked the last picture that he took of himself and did it that way. And then this is my favorite picture of him as a little boy, because that is just so cute. He is so cute. So that's who the picture is. Yeah, I don't know why we birth babies, except we bring souls through. And I'm not sure quite how that works. Maybe they have to come through again. So the energy's trapped. We're all trapped in like this thing. So no, Whitney's not. I mean, Whitney is where Whitney is. Whitney, yeah, Keith was very tall. Of course, yes, he was always tall. Yeah, I know. He was so cute. His little boy pictures. 6'4". There's Keithy at his work right there. He's standing. You should see the picture with all his workmates. He was like towering above them. They were mostly women, a couple of men. Actually, there was a really weird story. So Keith died on the 29th of July, and on the 30th, by the road where he died, all the kids came out and all of that, you know, and we're lighting off firecrackers. That crazy lady stopped, and she was like, get off the road. And I literally cursed her. I don't curse anybody, but I cursed this bitch. Anyway, Keith's co-workers showed up, and this really nice lady, Jessica, showed up. And she told me how much she liked Keith. She came with her husband. And of course, I didn't know, you know, I didn't know who she was, because I wasn't at Keith's work, even though he worked down the street. But anyway, she was there. And so the next day, so Keith died on the 29th. This is on the 30th. On the 31st of July, Jason and Kenna are going home to Kenna's house. And Jason calls me on the phone and says, oh my God, there's been an accident. Somebody's been hit on a bike. So Jason, right outside of Kenna's house, right? That beautiful coworker of Keith's, Jessica, it was her brother that was killed on the 31st. So she had come to Keith's memorial, and right outside of Kenna's house, and Jason and Kenna drove up on it and saw it 2 days after Keith. So Jason and Kenna were completely traumatized. It was Jessica's brother, and I think he might have been 38, I want to say, and he died then. So this is her anniversary too. And yeah, seriously, she was at my memorial. And then when I reached out to her, she asked me when the funeral was. It was her brother that Jason and Kenna saw pass away right outside of Kenna's house. So apparently somebody, a teenager with an SUV, you're going to love this one. He was riding his bicycle, not a motorcycle, a bicycle, pedal bike. And this teenager was smoking and texting, and she drove over the back of his bike in the bike lane. In the fucking bike lane. In the bike lane, okay? Did you hear me? She drove over a human being in the fucking bike lane, and apparently the police let her go. So my prayers are with Jessica this week as well, because she was so, she showed up for everything with Keith, and she came even though she was on her lunch break at work, and she's so lovely. Lovely. And I just reminded myself to call her. But that happened to her. Oh, that happened to her. I think the woman, that's what I was told. But I just remember Jason's voice. Well, we have a bike lane on the street, and it's like kind of a back street. Like it's not, I mean, it is a back, it's, you know, whatever. But Jason was on the phone with me, and he's like, oh my God, I like this. And I'm like, wait, what are you talking about? Like it was one thing after another, So yeah, so Jessica, it's her brother's passing year anniversary as well. And I know it really upset Jessica's mother. And no, she didn't go to jail. They let her go. It's California. No one gives a shit. Anyway, I know Jessica's mother was extremely upset, obviously, even though her son was older. But it was just, you know, nobody needs to. Yeah, Jessica was so nice. She was so beautiful with how she treated Keith, and Keith's other coworkers were so kind. So anyway, it was very sad. Now I'm making myself cry. But anyway, it was very sad to see that, but I just found it very interesting that poor Jason and Kenna witnessed it 2 times in 3 days. So it was very, yes, Jason still rides a motorcycle. Yes. He just bought a new one, which really pisses me off, but I can do nothing about it. Yeah, it was very traumatizing because they were there while he was on the ground and passed away. So, you know, they drove literally right up on it. Yeah, Keithy's so cute. Yeah, so there. Wait, who swung both ways? Who are we talking about? I'm like, who's having sex both ways? Yeah. Oh, Keithy. Yeah, Keithy was the best. John used to tell me, don't worry, Keith's going to be your friend when he grows up. Keith will be your buddy. Keith will be your buddy. And it was like, oh my God, why'd you lie to me? I only ever thought I could handle 1 child. But I had 2. Definitely know I couldn't handle 3. So yeah, exactly. Have a bubble bath. That's great. Anyway, yeah, so it's Jessica's anniversary too. I wanted to mention her. And all Keith's co-workers, they were so kind to come out. And even Keith's former boss, I'm always going to say hi to Kathy out there. I'm always going to say hi to Stacy, Officer Stacy, because she was amazing and is amazing. I'm always going to say hi to Kathy, who gave Keith his accounting job for FX. Keith worked on a TV show for FX, and so Kathy was there with that. And Kathy's my friend, and yeah, Officer Stacy and Kathy. And I miss Kathy. We had Mexican food for Jason's birthday at Kathy's favorite restaurant. I forgot to call her. Didn't forget. I have to have dinner with her there. We have a favorite restaurant. Anyway, Kathy loves to eat there. Super psychic and works for the entertainment industry and knows a bunch of secrets. But she won't talk, so that's okay. Yeah, so all of these people that were so great. Granada's. Do you guys know Granada in Burbank? That's Kathy. I just gave out her favorite restaurant. There'll be a run on the restaurant. Anyway, yeah, it was quite an interesting thing. Anyway, they all showed up for Keithy's service and all my friends. And Arlene and Carol, like 1 year ago, I literally, Bill drove Arlene down from Santa Clarita, drove her down, dropped her off under the tape. And I just remember this because the police said you can't, only family members. So it was me, Jason, and Kenna. I didn't even have time to pick up Deanna on the way. I was on the phone with her. Yeah, Granada's. Yeah, go there when you're in Granada's restaurant. Oh my God, who shot in the head at point blank? Oh, Jesus. Anyway, yeah, it was Carol and Arlene, because we were on a group text. And Estelle had gone to the urgent care, so she had her phone off. We were on the group text, and so the police said only relatives. So Carol said she was Jason's aunt, and Jason comes up to me, so confused. He's like, who's my aunt? I said, Carol over there. He's like, oh yeah, okay. Come on, Aunt Carol. And I was just like, Arlene and I are both blonde. So she said she's my sister and Carol was the aunt. And then that was it. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Rachel, for that. So anyway, Carol and Arlene stayed with me as Keith lay on the ground for 4 hours because apparently the city of Los Angeles owns your dead loved one on the road. And I wasn't allowed near his body. The little monk lady was praying for him and you know, through there. And a nice man came up to me. He said he lived around the corner. And he said, your son didn't suffer. That's what he said to me. And I don't know where he went. And then when the coroner got there, I got to see Keithy. And I just remember looking at him and I thought the photographer was allowed near Keith. I know, it's disgusting. I just remember looking, Keith had, his mouth was open with the breathing thing there. And his eyes were like this, like, you know, when they're half dead. I mean, he was dead. But they were this beautiful color of gray-green eyes. And I just was standing, I could only stand over his head. I could, well, because it's on a gurney. So I just remember standing over his head, trying to search for his smell. No, I didn't close them. I left his eyes open. I didn't mind looking at them. I wanted to see my child. I have pictures of him, you know, when we did the viewing, but I wanted to see him and I was trying to sniff him and smell him. It was very, very animalistic for me. I just wanted to know, like, I had to sniff him. I'm like, where did my son go? His smell disappeared with him. So I understand how animals feel, because I literally felt like an animal standing above my son going, where the hell is my child? Like, where the fuck did my child go? And then I couldn't sense him anywhere. I'm sure he was there, but I couldn't sense him. And Jason stood behind me, and it was just where I was just literally an animal. I was like, where is my child? Keith always had a smell. Jason has a smell. I could always smell my kids. Yeah, it was very, thank you for that, you guys. Yeah, it was very, like, who the fuck? I was just like, and I just remember I got out of the car, poor Deanna. I was talking to her and texting Vanessa at the same time going, please tell me my child's not dead, but I knew my child was dead. And then what happened is, now that I'm on this topic, because it's the week of, but what happened is George did not have mine or Jason's phone number, because George was Keithy's friend. So, I mean, Jason knew George, but they didn't share phone numbers. So David had our phone numbers. The other tall kid that's out there's Jordan and David. They're the tallest ones. Anyway, David had the phone number. So David called Jason and said, Keith hit the floor. Jason called me and said, Keith hit the floor. I don't know what that means. I was like, what the fuck does Keithy hit the floor mean? He had a motorcycle accident. I was like, I still don't think it's registered in my head, because I was like, this was me. Why was he riding a motorcycle? Like, I was like, yeah, of course you don't want to live. I don't want to live. I'm stuck here because I don't have the guts to kill myself, and I don't want to test that water out. But when Jason said that, I couldn't comprehend why he was on his motorbike, because I just found out about the bike a month earlier. But I said, why is he on the bike? And Jason's like, I don't know. Okay. Cause he didn't tell Jason either. So I called John, and as I was driving, I said, Keith had an accident. And I could just remember John started wailing on the phone. So I just told him, shut up, and hung up. Right. I just couldn't deal with it. So Vanessa was telling me nothing. She was just talking to me. And then Deanna was talking to me, and she's like, I don't think he's dead. I think he'll be fine. You know, she was saying that to me to calm my ass down on the freeway. What happened is George called David. David got in his car, drove straight out there. So David got out. The tape was around Keith, not around him, around the accident. Walked up, went under the tape, and the cop said, you have to stop. And David said, that's my friend. And he said, I'm sorry, your friend died. So he was on the phone with Jason and said, I have his brother on the phone. So anyway, that's how Jason found out. So Jason was at the gym and just started freaking out on his bike, drove home to get Kenna. Thank you for that, Emily. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. So Jason went home to get Kenna and then get the car. And so anyway, I didn't know. They didn't call me. So David told me, sent me a, you know how you send a pin of where you are? David sent me, you need to be here. So I picked the phone up, put Deanna on hold, put them that way, and called David. Poor David. I have to say this. So I did not know that George was, I didn't even know why Keith was on a bike, okay? Because David and Jason got into a motorcycle accident like when Jason was 24. But I didn't know, so then I thought David and Keith got into a motor. I didn't know George was even there because no one told me. So anyway, weirdly, I started screaming at David, did you kill my son? Like, this is how weird I am. I said, you need to tell me if my son is dead. And David would not say it. He would not say it. So I started screaming at him, cussed him out like a bitch, cussed him out. He hung up on me. He hung the fuck up on me and sent me the directions to where to go. Then I called the police department and I said, what happened? I was on the phone with Deanna the entire time. So, and I have two, yeah, I know. Thank you. Yeah, I know. It was terrible. I had two phones going and I was on speakerphone. Anyway, Deanna would not hang up. I just kept putting her on hold. So when I got there, I said, Deanna, I can see the tape. I'm going to go see Keith. He's probably in the hospital. Me still in fucking denial. I knew he was dead because I went numb driving there. Just my whole body was completely fucking numb. So I drove under the tape, got out of the car, went straight. There you go. Oh my God. There you go. Oh, Margarita. Yeah, that's that numbness, which I will never get back. So I got out of the car and all Deanna could hear me was screaming. I should have stopped and got her, but I would have had to come in through the middle of town. So I just went on the freeway. I just wanted to find out about Keith. There you go, Walter. Exactly. Thank you so much for that, you guys. Thank you. Yeah, so I should have gone and picked Deanna up, but I just couldn't get off the freeway. I just couldn't stop myself from driving. I literally had laid down. Jason never calls me, maybe once in a while. And then I saw his phone. I just had closed my eyes. I just finished a reading like that morning. Closed my eyes, ring. I'm like, oh, come on, Jason. And then Jason said it. Literally ran out the door. Like I couldn't stop myself. I don't even know if I locked my door. Anyway, when I saw Keith, I started screaming, and poor Deanna, you know, I threw the phone and I just ran. Oh no. 2 years ago on July 17th. I'm sorry for the murder. I'm sorry for the kids ODing. It's horrible. Yeah, Deanna was there the whole time. I mean, she came out within hours and we walked the streets, not as hookers, looking for witnesses. I just ran out the door and then the police grabbed me and they wouldn't let me go near Keith. I went back in the car. I started sobbing and then I stopped. I was like, fuck you, what happened to my kid? Then 10 minutes later behind me, because Jason had to go pick up Kenna, comes Kenna, and she got out of the car and just collapsed on the ground. Like she just fell on the ground. She just sat down on the ground and started crying. And Jason went running the same way I did. The monk saw, the little monk lady who was so kind, she saw, at first she thought I was the girlfriend, and then because the police told her that he was in his 40s. No, he was supposed to die in his 40s, not now. I mean, he was supposed to be 40, my vision. But anyway, then she saw me, figured out I was the mother, and then she said the very petite girl got out of the car, and that was Kenna. And then she said, I saw the brother, and Jason, he ran straight for Keith's body. And they stopped him, and he couldn't stop pacing, and Kenna couldn't stop crying. Then Arlene came flying under, and then Carol came, flying under, and that's what happened. Anyway, and we stayed there. It was about 107 degrees out that day. Keith lay on the cement. Didn't matter. He looked like he was sleeping, and I just kept thinking, where are his shoes? Where are his fucking shoes? Where are my son's shoes? Yeah, they did think he was 40, but he wasn't. But I'm like, where are my son's shoes? Like, the monk brought one of the shoes back, and his little legs were turned like he slept in bed. That's what he looked like. So he looked like his little feet, like I saw one leg resting on the other leg, like I used to see in his bedroom. That's what I used to see. So when I looked at the bottom of his socks, I actually thought, oh, why are his socks always so dirty on the bottom? Because he loved to walk in and out in his socks. And I was always getting him new socks. So when he died and we cleaned his room out, he had tons of new socks that John took, which is perfectly fine. But he liked to wear the dirty ones in and out of the house. Yeah, and that's what happened. So I was like, and then I was like, where's his shoe? But the monk had found the shoe in her plants. She showed me after, me and Deanna. She prayed with us, and yeah, I know, it was terrible. I'm sorry, Walter, for your brother. It's horrific. It's horrific. I hate socks. I hate socks too. But that's what I was thinking about. Why are his socks? Anyway, he sat there, and his little face, I looked in his face. I could see nothing. I could just see the little thing in his mouth and his eyes. But I wanted to look. Then I'm like, where? And then I knew he went somewhere, but where? Like, where did he go? And then when Jason and I looked at the first video, and I sent it to Paige, and we looked at the first video, Paige is like, why is his body so flat? I said, because his soul is gone. Because his soul is gone. And Jason knew it right away. Jason knew it right away. Yeah, I know, right? Never wears shoes, never wears. Keithy would run outside in his socks and come back in. That's why his little socks were always dirty. But they put him up on there, and then they gave me his cell phone, and then they gave me the money. And Paige and I were looking at the money. It's still in the bag that the coroner gave me, and anyway, we were looking at it. I'll never spend that money. I just it wasn't much money. It's $20 or whatever, and fives and a 10. And we put it in there, and I got the helmet. I have the helmet. I had to take it out of the closet because it kept hitting me in the head. But I have the helmet. I kept the helmet. And yeah, that was it. I don't know where he went. I don't know where he went then. I was trying to smell him. And I was like, oh, he left. And I need to catch him. And then I asked him to come back, but it was too late. I wish I'd have actually been there. And George got there because he was driving Keith's car right behind. And he was driving. He saw people around. And he thought, oh my God, these people, Keith's probably on the freeway. So George went to go left around. And as he went around the cars, he saw the blue bike and went, oh, fuck, and pulled over right like that. When he got to Keith's body, he said the people were trying to call 911, but the line was busy. And then those two people pulled over and tried to give him numbers. Anyway, he said he got to Keith's right side. And he said Keith moved his eyes towards George's voice, and then George saw his eyes go gray-green. So George actually saw Keith pass. So Keith waited until George got there, I think, to pass. Yeah, it's pretty fucking horrific. It's actually so horrific, and I'm probably so numb, that's why I can talk about it. Yeah, it was horrible. And George, some lady stopped to help George and called his mom, and then brought his aunt, and then they drove Keithy's car home and parked it in the driveway. The mom took George, and the aunt took Keithy's car, and they drove it home. Parked it at the house because I had no idea. I was like, I just don't. And then when I got home, first of all, Arlene and Carol, they drove me home. Somebody drove my car. Did Arlene drive my car? Or were we all in Arlene's car? Maybe we were all in my car. I have no idea. Somehow I got home, and then Arlene drove me for sure, but I just can't remember whose car. And then we went to John's house, and then I saw George and Allie and Andrew. And I could not understand why George was crying. People were crying, and I'm like, why are they crying? It didn't register. It's really weird. I had people walking up to me, at the nail salon, that were friends of Keith's, and they were crying, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't cry. They were hugging me and crying, and I'm sorry, I can't cry. I'm dead, I can't cry. So it was really, really bizarre. And then Allie, I just remember she kept putting her phone number in my hand on a piece of paper, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this. So anyway, then I figured out what I was supposed to do with that. And people kept coming to the house. And then me and Arlene and Carol came to my house to get up pictures. And I just remember Arlene set up my my printer. And I kept asking Keith, and he wouldn't do it. He said, get Jason, because Jason already had the printer. Anyway, Arlene did it. Then we looked at the pictures, and then Barb came, and then we stayed there. Barb first went and saw John and then came up here. And then I got out pictures, and then the kids helped us they put everything together, and that's what happened. So it was so, I was like, I do not understand what just happened. I'm still not in my body. I think you could actually, smack me, and I don't know that Bobby's a private investigator. Then Bobby got a hold of me, saying that Keith got a hold of her. She started painting again, and then she helped me find a lot of witnesses that were connected to Keith, and we're still looking. So I'm so grateful for that. Every single one of you supported me, and I don't know how I did what I did, but I went all I really could feel nothing. I literally can feel nothing. Yeah, I don't think I can feel anything. So it was bizarre. It was bizarre. No, everybody was so kind to me. The letters, I have them all saved. They're all in the bedroom. Paigey looks through them. Lila looks through them. Kenna looks through them. I let people read them. I know. Bobby was so great. It was very surreal. I never had anything, obviously. I didn't see Jimmy when he died. John did. So John was with that body, but I was with Keithy and Jason and I. Yeah, it was a fucking shock. It was like, why is my child on the ground? Why is my little boy on the ground? And all I could think is he's going to get up. His face looks fine. His little face looks fine. His little butt. Like, why is he on the ground? I was like, what the fuck is he on the ground for? So, yeah. And do you still have his smell? I have his stuff, but I couldn't smell him there. He was gone. I couldn't smell. Like, I was like, where's Keith? And I was like looking for him like blindly, because they're in a different dimension when they cross over. So it's blindly trying to feel. And poor Deanna, I was on and off the phone with Deanna, and she couldn't forget it, hysterical, could not, like, she was like, I don't understand. Like, she could not. All she could say is, I remember Keith and Jason with their baseball hats on in the back of the car when they were little. And she would say hi to them through the window. That's all she could say. You know, she just couldn't. It was like, couldn't. Yeah, he was probably, and I heard he was turned around from his body, but I just was like, you know they're there, but where? But where? So even for me, I was like, but where? Because Jimmy came to me after he died. So I didn't wonder where. I kind of could feel him. Keith, nothing. And then I did feel him before the service because he banged on the picture boxes. So I knew that. But I was like, just where? And then you worry, was he mad at you? Did he not like you? Did he hate you? You know, because I had just, after 33 years, left my house after 6 months before he died. So I moved out on my own. So the kids were not happy with me. So that was a problem. And so you wonder, but you would think your kids would side with both. And Keith was really, I mean, you know, but it was like really difficult for that. No, not in my bathroom. I know, not in my bathroom. But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just, it was very difficult. It was, yeah, it was very, very difficult. And it was the worst possible thing. And I don't know why it happened. It wasn't supposed to happen. Yes, he showed up in the blanket. That's for sure. Who called you and did you? Yes, my son, Jason, Keith's brother, called me because George called David, who called Jason. And Jason just called to tell me, didn't know Keith was dead when he called me. Okay. Didn't know, he didn't know Keith was dead, but he said he's been in an accident somewhere in Chatsworth. That's all I needed to know is Chatsworth. I just knew to drive towards Chatsworth. That's it. I figured Chatsworth Boulevard. I didn't, and then I, in my head, was bargaining like, okay, so there's a hospital in Chatsworth, but there isn't a hospital in Chatsworth, and there isn't one on Chatsworth, and I couldn't get it through my head. I was like, what the fuck is going on? So my whole body went just numb. Then I was just numb. Very difficult. That first night I lay down in Keith's bed, even though I'd moved out, I moved back to Keith's bed. Tulip bit me because I wasn't Keith. I think she was like, where's Keith? You know, I think she was like that. Kenna came and gave me a cuddle and was talking to me. And then I rolled over on my side, and then I just felt Keith move through me in his bed. So that I did feel. I felt the energy, and it was fractured. So it was like a wave of energy, but not one wave in one area, just through my body. Like he came through me like this. So I felt that, but he wasn't solid. So I would word it like that. And I knew it was him, and then I fell asleep. Believe it or not, I fell asleep, but I got up at 5 or 4, maybe 3, whatever. When I got up, and then I just went straight back to where he was and started like looking. And then Larry came and Jill came, and cousin Larry and Jill, and they started looking for everything. And then Deanna came and we went, and that's where we met Melody and Robert and her family, and then found out who they were because they were not mentioned in the police report. So that's it. You know, that's it. So, oh, you have? Yeah. So, no, I'm not communicating with them the way I communicate with other people. So, yeah, it was very weird. Yeah, it was just weird. Yeah, there you go. That was weird. But Keith did move through me when on that first night. And so Tulip was there. And Lila did the sweetest thing. Let me tell you what Lila did. She came to visit me after. And we got out Keith's baby box of stuff. And Lila, just being 9 herself, oh, see, there you go. Yeah, you've heard yes, we have heard the knockings, you're right. But Lila, she came and she looked through Keith's kindergarten book, right? Bobby didn't have a connection to Keith till Jason's very psychic. Bobby didn't have, I'll tell you about Jason's dream. Anyway, Bobby didn't have a connection till Keith made a connection. Bobby and I did not know each other till she wouldn't leave me alone and started painting his picture and got information to help figure things out. So Keith went to somebody who he could find who would help. That's the truth. But Lila, she spoke at Keith's funeral, and she also took, I have his like book of, kindergarten stuff and all this little stuff. And Lila would look through it with me, and she's like, oh, I remember this in kindergarten. And, oh, I remember this. Yeah, Keithy's a Sag. Yes. Jason's the Cancer. Anyway, Lila sat there, and she interestingly looked through. The helmet was pretty intact. Yes. That's not how he died. He died when he hit the mailbox that was cemented into the ground, and it severed the femoral artery and amputated the hip and the leg from his body, cutting that artery and pulling out the shit in his stomach through his back. That's how he died. So he bled out. Anyway, Lila Keith was 24. Lila spoke at Keith's funeral, and she read through everything. Yeah, I'm curious about my double Scorpio. I'll let you know if that comes up. But yeah, so she read through everything, and she talked to me all about that. She talked to me all about like everything that Keith drew and how good the drawings were. She spent like 2 hours talking to me, that little baby girl, trying to make me feel better. I know she's a healer. So at Jason's birthday, Jason told us a story, and Lila's the sweetest. Jason told us a story of his dream that he had about a week after Keith died. So Jason said he went to sleep. Obviously, he said it was like a lucid dream. And he said Keith came walking in through the front door wearing the clothes that he was wearing a helmet, and then he went upstairs. And so Jason was sitting on the table in the living room, which he does. It's a low, like, wood bench that we had in the living room, like that you put your feet on. So he was sitting on that. John was on the couch, and Jason said in the dream, Lila's very sensitive. Jason said in the dream, it's lucid. He said it was so real. He said to his dad, like, shouldn't we tell him he's dead? And then John said, no, don't tell him. Maybe he'll live, right? And Jason said, I don't think it works like that. Thank you for that, for saying that. You guys were so kind. But anyway, Jason said, he said to his dad, I think we should tell Keith he's dead. So he said, Keithy came down the stairs and took his helmet off in the dream and then sat on the couch like he always did. And Jason was looking at John, and John was like, no, Jason just told me this. And maybe he told me before, but I can't remember shit. So anyway, Jason was looking at John like we should tell him. And Jason said to me, I played along with it for about 2 minutes. And then I said to Keith, you died, right? And he said, Keith stood up, got really mad at Jason. And Jason worded it like, Keith pushed me out of the dream with his energy. That's what he said. See, Jason was thinking if they could ignore it, they could maybe change the timeline on it, but he didn't know how. And John did not want him to mention it, which is very John typical. Like, don't mention the obvious, right? Ignore it and it'll go away. John's like a Libra that way. Ignore it and it'll go away. And Jason was like, I could only entertain it for 2 minutes. And then I told him, yeah. And then he said Jason told me, he pushed me out of the dream. He got mad. Like, they would get mad. And they'd stand in front of the mirror and Keith would be like, I'm bigger than you. And they'd peacock out their chests and their muscles and like that. And he said, yes, I'm a Scorpio North Node. Exactly. And Jason said, Keith pushed him right out of the dream with his energy, like got up and just pushed him right out. So Jason said that happened. Yeah. Just like brothers do, a couple of days after Keith died. And it was very lucid and very real. And that's what he said. So yeah. I don't know if spontaneous, I have no idea. Yeah, Jason will grow. He's very powerful. Yeah, Jason is very powerful. Jason always was powerful. Jason and I would argue. I would come home and Jason would be walking out the door and he'd turn and look at me and he goes, I'm stronger than you. And then he would say he's not psychic, but he's a Cancer, little Cancer. But that's what he had. So I actually think in that dream, yes, Keith played basketball. He was super good. Keith was super good at basketball. People bounced off Keithy because he just wouldn't stop, and he was a great basketball player. So great. Jason's pretty good too. Keithy always played basketball. But yeah, I think Jason has always been, yeah, he's behind me. Keith loved to play basketball. Yeah, loved it. But anyway, Jason had that, and I really think Jason helped Keith cross over because he told whatever fragment of Keith's energy was here. Well, Pete crossed Keith over. So as Keith was crossing over, we're in many different spaces at one time. So time is not the same. Yeah, they don't really die. I know this, but time is not really the same. Jason's in Aries rising. But Jason was the one to tell his brother, you died already. Like, you're dead. And Keith was like, I'm not, and got up. Like they would get in each other's face. But, yeah. So I think Jason helped him cross, told him the truth. So this is what I like about Jason. I know. This is what I like about Jason is he's parallel times. Keith was passing out on one time, but part of him wasn't, like that. When my father-in-law died, I saw him walk through the living room with his walker, like when he was alive, but they were actually at his funeral in a different country. So I saw that on the day of his funeral. So I'm not quite sure how that works on a timeline or what happens with that. No, I love that Jason says it. Jason will take none of John's nonsense about ignoring shit. Jason will say it and speak it. So that's the kind of thing, people who are more not into that don't like people like that, but I like that. And I like that he told him, so, I'm sorry about your dad. 18 years, so you don't forget it. You don't forget it. But your dad was a Leo in the next life he went into because he died on a Leo day, so he went out. But that's, yeah, with Jason, I think he helped his brother cross by letting whatever remained here or earthbound unstuck and deal with what he had to deal with. So I feel like that's what that was about, actually. Yeah. It's, it's a different, it's the evil time. 15 minutes, every 15 minutes. I don't want to be on a clock. I'm not on a clock. Even though I wear this clock to track my exercise. I wear this to track my exercise. So yeah, but that's what happened on that day. On the 14th, that's Jason's birthday, on the 14th. Yeah, it's very, very tough. Yeah, no clocks. I mean, I do track my heart rate and stuff when I'm running. But it was something. It was, I don't recommend it. But I literally went numb. So people crying all over the place. And the amount of times you really know, and I'm going to say this to you, really know who are good people and who aren't. You know it by the way they treat you, whether they're a family member or not. After your son dies, you really are very, very aware of who's a fucktard and who isn't. And there are family members. There are family members that say certain shit even at the funeral that's like trying to put something into being that they got to say, which has nothing to do with Keithy passing. And you hear it and you understand it and you know exactly what it is. And there are people that were so kind that just some of Keith's friends were so kind that they check on you, they do things. And even though some of their moms and I, were disconnected for a long time, they really were there to be very helpful. So you really, really see, and you can still be friends with family members that are fucking assholes who say bullshit. And it's just like, wow, did you really say that after my son died? And they really fucking did. I was like, you really fucking did. And it's just, and there's overwhelming kindness with some, and there's such selfishness with others. Such selfishness. It's really weird. And then some of Keith's workmates, so kind. So kind. Your mother ruined 1,000 funerals. Not even funny. Not even funny. It's not even funny. Yeah, I didn't think I would speak. I was getting death glares from, I actually stood up. This is true. I stood up to speak at my son's funeral, my baby, my little 9-pound little do-bug. I stood up to speak, which was, I didn't know what to say or why I was saying something. And I was getting a death stare from another family member, and I could feel their vibes. And they accused me of trying to take attention at my son's funeral. And I'm like, I don't even want to be at my son's fucking funeral, period. I don't want the attention. And they're like, you wanted to be the queen bee. And I'm like, fucking queen bee, I'm burying my goddamn child. I don't want to be anything. That is actually what was said to me. That was said to me. And that was said to me in the last 3 weeks again. Okay? No, I wasn't. Lila stood up. I didn't even get to say what I wanted to say. And poor Jason was in the back, and I tried to call him up. Jason just wanted to hide in the back, but I just did not get to say. I knew I was going to catch flack at the funeral by this person. I knew they were going to get me. I felt it and I knew it. And so I didn't even speak the way I wanted to. I just hurried up and sat down. That's what I did. And then I went up with Lila again. No, I just got called that again. You wanted to be a queen bee. I didn't want to be anything at my son's funeral. I did not want to be at my son's funeral. But if I didn't do my son's funeral, there wasn't another person who was going to arrange it now, was there? Or the viewing. Now, Marvin's girlfriend, Jade, had just buried her 23-year-old sister, and I think she's 26, Jade. Marvin was one of Keith's best friends since he was 5. And while they were sitting with John, Jade just said that her sister died, and she gave me the number of the funeral cremation place. So that was a blessing, because I didn't have a fucking clue. Some people are like, we can do this, we can do that. I don't care. I just don't even want to deal with that. I don't even want to deal with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I just want my son cremated and done, right? So Jade, helped me find that, which was great, gave me the number. I could hardly think. And so I was able to arrange that. Then Newsom shut down the cremation places from viewings. They told me we could no longer have a viewing. So I said, I called the funeral place in the morning and I started crying and I said, no. I need to take my son home. He's going in the backyard. I'm going to have him brought here. I'm going to have a viewing. And I think the funeral home owner, the cremation owner, and it was, just in case anybody needs it in California, they totally worked with us, and it's SoCal Cremations. It stopped because of the battery. It's SoCal Cremations, and they moved Keithy across the street to comply with Newsom's orders and put him in a separate place away from the crematorium so we could all see him. So all the friends were able to come and see him, and the kids were able to come see him, and they came and saw him. So we were able to do that. And then Libra Lori, she got Pastor Bob, not to be confused with Elvis in Tennessee. Pastor Bob Elvis in Tennessee, not to be confused with him. Lori got her pastor, and he was gracious enough to do the service because I don't belong to their church. So he was kind enough to talk with me to do the service, at short notice, and it was a guerrilla service, meaning we didn't have a church. We went to Keith's workout park. That's where we went. And so Pastor Bob showed up. No, not that one. No, not Bob Elvis, Pastor Bob. This is California Pastor Bob, who is not Elvis and does not claim to be Elvis. Pastor Bob is Elvis. Not that Pastor Bob, though. This is another Pastor Bob. Anyway, George's mom, she brought, there were picnic benches out there. Pastor Bob bought like 12 chairs for the family or whoever could sit there. And then there were 3 picnic benches. And then he just stood out there in 110-degree heat, as did all our friends and family. They came and that's what they did. And it was a guerrilla thing. Like, we just literally texted people in the last minute, and that's what we did. Yeah, a lot of pastors named Bob. I know, not Elvis, okay? I don't want to spread that rumor. But anyway, yeah, so I could feel the death looks at the funeral. And I remember thinking I got anxiety. I already had anxiety, obviously, but I got anxiety that this person thought that I was getting more attention than them. And I swear to God, and that wasn't the case. And so I didn't say everything I wanted to say at my own son's funeral, really, quite frankly. And yeah, I guess I was the queen bee at my son's funeral. Who fucking says that? I'm burying my fucking son, okay? I'm burying my son. I don't want to be here. I don't want to talk. I don't want any of you fucking looking at me. How do you keep... Oh, one of them just stuck her ugly ass troll face. Look at that. Ah, there, that just fell off. Did you see that? I moved the... Okay, now look at this. What just happened? Ah, there. I just moved. I plugged in my phone and it fell off. One of them stuck her face and she just kept going like really close. Because I'm so sorry. I don't even like this woman. Like, she knows I don't like her. And the last thing she was sorry. Like, I can I'm psychic. I can fucking feel your energy. That was I just didn't fucking want to see that face there. But anyway, I did my best, and I actually turned my head and my body this way. When Lila was talking, I put my hand on Lila's head, and she kept saying she was sorry over here, and I kept looking over there. I literally blanked my eyes out so I didn't have to see her because I could not stand it. It was really offensive to me, and they were both offensive in the front row. Very fucking offensive. But anyway, yeah. She didn't really say anything wrong. It's just you wore sunglasses. That was smarter. That was smarter. I would have worn sunglasses, but I couldn't think. I mean, I wore one dress over there, but it was falling off me. Then I put on another dress, and I told my friends, we're not wearing black. We're going to wear colors. So everybody, like my side, wore colors because I just didn't want to wear black. So I wore a hot pink dress because it was my Keithy. And I was celebrating pink for love. But anyway, that's what happened. That's the whole thing. But yeah, and Lila spoke like a trooper. And then a dog ran through the whole thing. Keith was playing with a dog and it ran all around. And I was celebrating his life. And then his beautiful friends, all of his friends, Andrew, Allie, Tia, George, Austin, Jordan, Saul, all of them, Cynthia, I can't remember everybody's name, forgive me, Maddie, all of them in the house where Keith visited, all of the roommates over there from Keith's school friends. Anyway, they had the celebration at their house, celebration of life, the party, okay? So they gave me a choice. I really want you to hear this. Jason was okay with the choice. John was okay with the choice. The choice was August 15th, which was a Saturday, or August 16th, which was a Sunday, right? So the 15th was my birthday. So I wanted to celebrate Keith's life on my birthday. They said you can have it on Saturday, which happened to be my birthday. We buried Keith on the 13th of August, and that weekend was the 15th and 16th. So I figured Saturday, because they're all going to get drunk, so then we could have the party on Saturday. Do you know I got accused again of being me, even though we agreed to it, of being a narcissist for celebrating my son's life on my birthday. I picked the Saturday. It was either going to be the day of my birthday or the day after my birthday. I got yelled at, cussed out on the way home from that, literally after that. Yeah. Yeah. And I had it on my birthday because he's my child. Yeah, because he's my child and he came out of my body. And I wanted to celebrate my birthday with purpose being his special day. They brought me cakes. We sang happy birthday, and that's fine. And then the kids did all of their stuff with Keith and spoke on behalf of Keith and all of that. And they did, oh, terrible. It was the most fucked up thing. No, I didn't deserve it. And I wasn't a queen bee or a narcissist or fucking anything, okay? Number one, I didn't even want to go to a party to celebrate my son's life because he died. Understand that very fucking clearly. Okay? No, it was the cruelest thing. It was the cruelest thing. I even got yelled at. Okay, so I just remember Jordan's mom packing everything into my car because they gave me all the flower arrangements that Tia got up in the morning and she went down to the flower mart and they did a beautiful wreath. And Allie and Andrew, they had white tablecloths and they had all the food. I brought pizzas. We brought cake. And then Cindy was there and they brought cheesecake. And then the cousins came. Everybody came. And then the booze were there. And then Austin, I'm not sure if it was Austin's idea. That's Kelly's son, Austin. I'm not sure if it was his idea or whose idea it was, but they didn't want people going in the house to the bathroom because, you know, people who are drunk at a funeral, I mean, at a party for a funeral, whatever, they will get drunk and go in the bathroom and, you know, probably pee on the floor, right? So I think Austin said that it was his friend, but they ordered like a studio bathroom, you know, a bathroom that they use on the lots for people to go outside. So there was a girl and a boy bathroom. So it was in the backyard. So they moved it in and that was great. No one peed on their carpet in the house or their floor or whatever, which was very good. So good. And these kids paid for every porta potties, but nice ones, like with the steps that you go out and you know, you wash your hands in there. All of that. I mean, at a certain point, I tried not to go in there because then I knew, you know, after 5 hours, that might be, be a really bad thing. But anyway, they had that. All of the Keith's friends paid for and planned and did that. And they all came and they all spoke and they all did all of that. And all the girls set up. They made beautiful wreaths. They made balloons. They let balloons go with sayings for Keith up into the sky. They did all of that. They put all of the food together, every single thing. So they made all of the boards that you see back here. So I even got yelled at for bringing the boards into my house on the way home because it was 110 degrees outside and I didn't want to leave them in the car overnight. And I offered to distribute them to all of the family, but I got yelled at for that too. So I'm like, yeah, it's taken me a long time to deal with that, but I literally got yelled at. Yeah. No, I know. That's what happened. No, it was the worst thing. And then they're like, I just can't even. But at my son's funeral, I was aware that I was going to get beat up for not, I guess, for being the mom and then people deciding to talk, whatever. I knew. And so I wasn't, yeah, at my son's funeral. I knew that. And I got called. I told you, queen bee, narcissist. Your son didn't even like you, all of that. That's what happened. That's what happened. And that's the truth. And I don't think it's a spiritual attack. I think I got to, your son didn't even like you. Your son hated you. This is what I got told after. But that's not true because you can't speak for my son. So, oh, I already cut ties. I told you, I left the house 6 months before my son died. That's what I told you. I was the family target, exactly. Boom, right there, right. But that was the problem. Is my son was that was the problem. That was, if you were called, yeah, that was the problem. But that's actually what happened. That's my funeral story, my son's funeral story. So yeah, so no, it was a year ago. It's exactly, no, it's not even a year. It's August is a year. Thursday is the day that Keith died. Anyway, I have a question. Can't even see that right now. Yeah, so I guess they are. I don't know. But whatever it is, I don't know that it's jealous. I don't think they like me. What I do know is Lila stood by my side and came up and talked. That's what I know. I do know Lila did that. And I do know that Lila was a good, she talked about everything Keith did. And that was really brave for a 9-year-old, truthfully. And she was lovely to me. Paige was lovely. Paige came and sat with me and Stacy, Paige and Stacy, right after Keith died. Paige came right down, Stacy, and both of them, they're sisters, Paige's sister, and they came and sat with me. And Paige talked to me for hours on the phone. She's a kid. And she talked to me for hours, just trying to talk to me. And we laughed and we cried. And oh, there you go. Your middle name is Stacy. Yeah, Stacy is Paige's sister. So they did that. And Kenna came, and Kenna's been there for me. So these girls have really been there. Bethany, the neighbor, was there for me. Kenna, Paige, Stacy, so nice, so nice, so nice. Keith's friends, Allie, Tia, all of his friends, Lori, my friend, Carol, Arlene, so nice, such nice people. Yes, will I be cremated? You can be damn sure of that. You can be damn sure I'm going to be cremated. I'm doing tomorrow, I'm getting my first tattoo with Keithy's ashes and his saying. His saying, when I opened Keith's phone, and his screensaver popped up. I still can't get into his phone, but I did get into the Snapchat. Yes, I did. Anyway, Keithy's phone, I put it on his card right here. And it says, stop looking for happiness in the same place you lost it. So that's what I'm putting on my forearm. That's the tattoo I'm going to put so that I read it so I don't go backwards in my life. And I'm going to put his little ashes there, and Jason sent me where I'm going. So there, that's where I'm going. And that's where I'm going, and I'll be 55, and that's what I'm doing. And it doesn't matter. And I may just put fuck off on my back, unless you're Lenny. But I'm not going to put that. But that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I'm doing. Yeah. That's what I'm doing. That was the last thing I saw when the coroner handed me Keith's phone. I thought, how insightful for that little boy. Stop looking for happiness in the same place you lost it. That was his screen cover. And that is what I will do. I mean, it's already booked. That is what I'm doing. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I couldn't have, you're 55. We're both in 66 then. Yeah, so no, I love my son. I love Keith so much. I really had such, George was there for me, George's mom, Cindy, Kim, and Kelly, all of Keithy's friends' moms. Everybody reached out to me. And if I'm missing names, please forgive me. If I'm missing names. Kids came from everywhere and told me that they went to school with Keithy and how nice Keithy was. You know, all of Keith's friends were just so good. The other day, Joe and Lucas Instagrammed me a message showing me Keith's, Lucas tattooed Keithy's name, and Joe had the necklace of Keithy's ashes, and they were just letting me know that they keep Keithy close to them. George got a tattoo with Keithy's name, Kefir. I don't know that I'm going to put Kefir, but I might put Keithy's little signature back here somewhere, you know, like that. If I can handle the pain of the first one, we'll see. And so that's what I'm doing, but that's exactly what I'm doing. So that's it. Get lost before you find yourself. Yeah, you have to get lost before you find yourself. Doodlebug, yeah, Doodleberry. Keith looked like a big dewdrop when he was born. He had this big head on this tiny little body. 9 pounds, 22 inches long, like Jason. Both of them very close. Keith might have been a couple of ounces smaller. But yeah, it was so Keith was, I just pulled up some baby pictures of him, but I can't even remember. See, this was Keith. I know you guys have seen this picture, But this was Keithy at 18 graduating. So this was him. I'm sure they do hurt. But anyway, that was Keithy graduating at 18. So there he is, right there. And I was so happy. Wait. I was so happy because he was graduating. I was so excited for him. So there's that. Oh, and here's a picture. Some of you were asking. Yeah, he graduated. Okay, this is my birth mom and birth sister right there. So that's my birth mom. For those of you, Keithy was 6'4". There you go. There's my birth mom and there's my older sister. I was in my mom's stomach there. So when you think I've had plastic surgery, you can see the face is the same. The face is the fucking same, okay? Yes. So when I tell people, there you go. Yeah, that was my mom. Keithy's grandma, birth mother. Keithy and Jason's. Yeah. Ooh. That was their bio grandmother. She died at 59. Anyway, she came in from running and had a heart attack. But there you go. I'm 5'6". So yeah. Yeah, I look like her. So everybody accused me of having plastic surgery. No, is my mama. Birth mom. So yeah, that's what I just found that picture. So I was getting all the pictures of Keithy out and doing that. Who cussed me out? A lot of people, I'm not saying who, but they know who they are. Yes, so we look identical. So that's what I'm saying. She looks the same. I look the same. It's the gene pool. Keithy, me, Keith, and my mom all had the same butt. Jason and John have the same butt. Yeah, she ran and had a heart attack. Yeah, she came in from running, felt tired, and had an aneurysm or a heart attack. It was a heart attack, actually. Yeah, my mom had it. Yeah, the mommy pixie cut. Exactly. We all I have it. She has it. We all had it. Yes, exactly. That's the gene pool. That's it. That was what she looked like. So that's where we look like it. Right there. I love my short hair. I mean, you know, whatever. Whoever caused you out and blames you because of their own guilt. They're trying. Oh, yes. Well, you know who it is, Bobby. I told you. Bobby knows who I'm talking about. Bobby's got the 411 on it. Jackie knows who I'm talking about. Bobby knows who I'm talking about. Deanna knows who I'm talking about. But I'm not going to say it out loud, just to everybody. Yeah, I don't know. Jason, yes and no. I don't know if Keith kind of looked a lot like John when John was younger. Really, truly. To me, Keith looked like John. A lot. But Jason, yeah, it's hard for me to tell because they go through stages. So, yeah, the resemblance is amazing, isn't it? They go through stages. They go through definite stages. Like sometimes they look like, John always got told he looked like Larry David. John looks like Larry David a bit because he always got told that he looked like Larry David. But when John was younger, he didn't look like Larry David. But people would say he looks like Larry David. And I don't know who Jason looks like really, kind of. Here, Jason, I'm trying to look. I don't know who he looks like. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I know Keithy's little kindergarten picture. Yeah, Jason's very cute. Jason's cute. Keithy was cute. They're all cute. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Here's Jason at 1. This is me and Jason. So Jason's like 1 right here. I don't even think Keith is in my stomach here. This is Jason. I think Jason looks like, yeah, Jason might look a bit more like John. Yeah. But I see my family in Jason too. So I think it just depends when they go through. This was one of my favorite pictures of Jason. Just before I got pregnant with Keith. This was Jason. I loved his little overalls. Yeah. But anyway, yeah, I think kids morph from parent. They're going to look like both parents. Like Keith had John's hands and nail beds. Jason has my hands and feet. And they both had my nose. They don't have John. They don't have the Bella nose. They both have my nose, side of the family. Keith had slightly John's mom's nose. Slightly, with the glasses on and that, he looked like John's mom a bit. To me, looked like the grandma on the other side. But it's hard to tell. They do switch back and forth. Like at certain times, they look like one parent and the other. So you can never really say 100% this one or that because they're 50-50. So that's what happens. John is Irish. Yes, unfortunately, we're all Irish. Probably drunk. I'm not drunk, but yeah, Irish, drunk. My boys are Vikings and Irish. John's family doesn't have Vikings in them, but we do on my side. So, you know, we're warriors. No, John's Irish and German. Irish and German. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's so cute. Yeah. Yeah, I loved I loved looking at my kids when they were little. They switched though. People switched. Like John never looked like his father. He looks like his father now. He never looked like his father. He always looked like his mother. But then I can see his mother in his face too. But he used to look identical to his mother. But now he looks like his dad, even though he's nothing the same shape or height or nothing like that. So it's interesting. We go, maybe you look like this one when you're younger and that one. And I don't know who my dad is. I know, temper, Irish and German. We all got temper in our family, you know. Yes, I know, Raymond, of course, yes. Let's see, are you wearing, what makeup am I wearing? I'm wearing MAC, ColourPop. Lila's been doing her online stuff with ColourPop. ColourPop, this is a combination and I can't even remember. I'm wearing Too Faced, Shape Tape, and that's what I'm wearing. And then MAC over top of it. And then I'm wearing the NARS foundation to match my ridiculous skin. Look at this, from out hiking. And then this is my skin color here. And I'm like Michael Jackson. I've gone dark over here, reverse. But that's what it is. There you go. There you go. Until a family, yeah, we never know who we look like until we know who we look like, right? So there you go. Yeah, there is, because Keithy kind of does look like Steve McQueen. I see it in a couple of pictures. I see it. I can't believe my makeup looks good. I was out sweating. I was testing perfume. Testing perfume. Yeah, so I was testing perfume. Yeah, so that's what I was doing. No, John is Irish and German and English, actually. My side is German and English and Viking and Irish. So it's that. It's that. That's what we are over here. My favorite perfume is La Vie Belle. La Vie Belle, is that it? That's my favorite perfume. I like Chanel too. I like Chanel. I'm going to start making my own perfume because I want a particular smell and I can't find it. Yeah, Stevie kind of does. I love my Keith. I love my Jason, both of them. Okay, you guys, guess what? It's dinner time. Trying to lose weight again because somehow I got chubby over the weekend. I like the Chanel. You know the Chanel that is the regular, the pink and the green. I like the green and I like the brown. I'm not a huge fan. Canadian Jamaican, that's awesome. Jamaican Canadian, Canadian Jamaican, awesome. There's pink and green and the golden color. I like the green because I like anything citrusy, and I actually smelled a good one. There is a good one. Kenna suggested it. Kenna got me wearing La Vie Belle years ago, and I wear it because Kenna said, this smells good, and then she's got good taste. What did I wear before that? I wore the French one that smells like lemon. The French one, you know, what's the La Octane? I can't say it. That one. And the good one is the Carolina Herrera, the So Good Girl or Very Good Girl, the new one, the red shoe. That smells bitchin'. I will try bamboo. That smells bitching. Try that one. It's got rose in it, but it smells so good. Then I tried Daisy Clean and Daisy. I like Joe Malone too. I've got to get over to Nordstrom's to smell that. I just like going through smelling, sniffing. I'm just a sniffer. I guess I'm like Biden. I like to sniff, not people sense. I'm sniffing though. I'm very tactile that way. Yeah, I like also the Tom Ford, the man citrus one. I might wear that too. Yeah. I'm having 2 eggs for dinner and onions. 2 eggs, onions, and some tomatoes. That is my dinner because I already ate the popcorn. Can't take that back. So yeah, sniff, sniff, but I'm not sniffing any people. Hypnot, poison. Yeah, I can't do poison. I smelled I still have it on this hand. Marc Jacobs, Oh So Sweet. Oh my God, that smells so good. Then this is the Oh So Clean. And that smells good, but this one lasts better. It makes you smell like food because I like to eat. So I want to smell like food. Calvin Klein Eternity, In-N-Out. Yeah, I'd go to In-N-Out. I don't want to get beat up in that line. Lila and I going through In-N-Out. Keith almost punched out a guy in a Bentley that cut in front of him. He actually got out of his car. He was like 4 from the In-N-Out thing. He told the guy, went right up to him. He's like, dude, bro, get out of here. I'm going to have to kill you. He made the guy go to the back. So Lila and I are driving by. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for that. Thank you very much for that. Lila and I went by. We get 3 fries, 2 different milkshakes each. She eats the hamburger. I don't. I just eat up all the fries. Anyway, she eats on the thing in the back seat, the tray, because that's why we get 3 fries. Anyway, we were in the line and Lila's like, go there. There's a spot. I'm like, do you want to get a shot? And she's like, no, just go there. They won't say anything. I'm like, they're gonna call us. They're gonna kill us if we get in the line. They're going to be so angry. I don't know what J-Lo's doing. I think she's very weird. Wait, oh, did you work for a factory? How interesting. Cinnabar. I don't love Cinnabar. Oh, okay. So wait, let's see. Hot couture as hot. I'm still on. Yeah, I'm leaving. Black opium. Used to wear black opium. That smells nice, but I sometimes get a headache from that. Okay. I think some of you are, I don't know. Chanel, Mademoiselle. All Chanels smell really good. Chanel smells really good. All right. I've got to go to sleep. No, I've got to eat. Then go to sleep, then to get up. Okay. Good night, you guys. Thank you again. Thank you for letting me share always on the week of Keithy. And for every single letter, for my signs, for my lemonade, which my friends will be eating tomorrow night, thank you so much for like every single letter talking about Keith, all of your readings, numerology. Some people, you guys wrote out beautiful, talking about what Keith's name meant, finding information, helping me, checking on me, cards, jewelry, any kind of gift that you sent, anything and everything for Tulip, for Keith. I mean, every single letter I saved, every single one. It sits in a box at the end of my bed so that people can see it, every single one, so that they can read, because it's like, it's truly, because you guys didn't know Keith, but it's like, I don't know what I would have done without everybody, people I know and people I've never met and people I've come to know. So literally thank every single one of you for that, because I don't even know what I would have done. I was I'm really broken. So thank you. I mean, just thank you in so many ways. I'm wearing light blue and pink. It's really my pajamas. So I can go back to bed. I got to make my bed though, because I did laundry and it's still all on the floor, because that's what happens. Good night, you guys. Peace out, everybody. I'll be back. Like Arnold, I'll be back. Bye, you guys.